Fellas, what's happening? Old school getting back at you again, slash Penny JP. Got a guest popping on in here. What's happening? What's happening? Let's see what's happening. What's going on? Up, pop on there. Let's see what's cracking. What's happening with you? I don't know if I can hear you there. Hold on. Can you hear me, Sense?
Yeah, I can hear you. I had it on my outdoor
Oh,
speaker. But you
oh,
was
okay
talking to
then.
my neighbor for a second.
Okay, what's happening?
Not much. Getting my backyard renovated.
Well, how's that going?
Ah, it's a fucking mess.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. I got the TVs coming, Mr. System, some fans. They're doing the surround sound right now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's about that time of year. And I started enjoying the outdoors. It's nice in Vegas right now.
Wait, what, 80, what, 80, 90 or something?
It's a little windy today, so it feels a little bit cooler, but it's 88.
Oh, damn, that's perfect.
Yeah, yeah. It's nice. Got an overcast, so you're not burning up from the sun. It's nice out.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's, yeah, the wife wanted the backyard redone, so I just write the check now.
Oh, damn, that's it. Guy like that, huh?
I ain't got it like that, but happy wife, happy life, they say.
Yeah, for sure. For
It's
sure.
debatable, but that's what they say.
When the TV's coming.
They sitting in my garage right now. They came yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I got a new 85 for my living room because my 75 went out.
Oh,
I was in Costco looking at TVs. I think that was on a Monday. And then I'm like, I don't need a new TV. And then I come home 2 days later, the fucking living room TV won't turn on no more.
that's the same thing happened to me. Is it, do you have the
You,
black spot, the black, what do you have? Samsung, what do you have?
the one in the living room was Samsung. I just replaced it with an LG. And the one out in the patio, I just got a cheap Vizio because it's going to be exposed to the weather. So I ain't spending a lot of money on that.
So the one you had in the living room, the 75 inch, did it have a black box with it?
Nah.
Okay.
The crazy part is you can hear the TV,
Mm,
but and all the accessories that's plugged into the TV, like the USB ports and stuff, because
mhm.
I got like a backlight and all of that connected to it. All of that shit worked, but the actual TV itself won't turn on. So this
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
junk. It's like 6, 7 years old, and old school TVs used to last 20 years. This new shit don't last so long, man.
No, no.
Fuck, I know people with my grandmother had a big ass floor model TV. That shit still turn on. Picture quality is trash, but
Yeah.
it still work. It's new stuff, man. I tried to find one of those non-smart TVs just so that I could plug in like a Fire Stick or whatever, and don't have to worry about the computer systems going bad in them. But they don't.
Yeah.
That shit don't exist anymore.
Yeah, not made in another country.
Yeah, the only reason I jumped on it is because I just spent way too much money in the last 2 weeks. But I had to jump on the shit because of the tariffs. A lot of the shit that I'm doing, the parts come from China and Mexico and stuff. So if I didn't jump on it now, I was looking at, 20-30% increase in cost to get it done.
Yeah, the terrorists is fucking people up. Yeah.
Because I'm putting solar panels on my vans for work. And
uh-huh.
they were like, this shit better get done now.
Yeah.
Prices gonna go up around May, June. So because
Yeah.
most businesses they have a 6 to 8 week stock and then they got to
Yeah.
reorder. They don't sit on a year's worth of supplies. They have
Hmm.
6 to 8 weeks. So they're gonna get hit with these Chinese tariffs in about 4 or 5 weeks. Shit's gonna start going up.
But we done depended on them for so long, and now we're biting. Now we're in trouble now.
Yeah. People, I don't think people really under me being a business owner. I understand it. Like
Uh-huh.
there's no amount of tariff that you can put on Chinese products that's going to bring business back to the United States. Not for the small shit,
Right.
because these companies have invested billions of dollars building these factories over there, and they can pay 10 workers for what it'll cost one worker in the United States.
Yeah.
So why would I shut down a multi-billion dollar factory over there, build a multi-billion dollar factory over here, and then have to pay 10 times the labor to also do it? There's a reason why they went over there to begin with. If I was a company, I would just leave China and go to Vietnam or
Mhm.
Taiwan or something like that where the labor's still cheap. I'm not going to come to the United States just because you got problems with China.
Right.
Yeah. But, people,
Hopefully it'll work its way out.
yeah, I mean, everything always balances. It'll find its medium. Cooler heads will prevail after a while, after everybody stop trying to win the argument.
Yeah.
Right now, everybody's just trying to win, and
That's it.
some global phenomenon will happen, and this stuff will start to fade to the background, and a deal will be made quietly, and everybody will move on.
Right.
Because they did tariffs under Trump's first term, and they did the same thing, and then shit starts to slow down, and deals get made in the background, and whatever.
Yeah.
But what
So
we what we talking about today?
we talk we're I got Dak. I don't want to talk forever about Dak because we know what we got with him, but what do you think about this this cancer thing that he had a conference with, and that he was supposed to be doing cancer stuff, but then he ended up talking about football.
Play
How
the
you
video.
feel? I don't know. Is it gonna play through? Let's see. Let's see. Can I pop it in?
Or if you can just give me a gist of what he said.
Together and the doctor and Dr. Brahm, and I'm excited about where I am. If I had to play a game today, I definitely could do that. So it's about moving forward healthy to make sure I can play 17 when the time's 20 and whatever that we get to when the time's right.
How would you describe your conversations with? Note, have you kind of changed maybe the way you're attacking your rehab this time around, or reevaluated it at all?
No, not necessarily. I mean, you're talking different injuries, whether you're talking the ankle to the thumb to a hammy
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay, here we go.
bone that
Let's keep going.
it's about following the team, following my PT Luke Miller and the plan that we put together and the doctor and Dr. Brahm, and I'm excited about where I am. If I had to play a game today, I definitely could do that. So it's about moving forward healthy to make sure I can play 17 when the time's 20 and whatever that we get to when the time's right.
How would you describe your conversations with?
So how you feel about that?
I don't think he was as injured as people are leading on to believe.
Okay.
The start. So I don't think his physical therapy is going to be that intense.
Okay.
I mean, from what I know about hamstring injuries and quote unquote off the bone injuries, what I saw the weeks after him going down,
Yeah, I mean,
I
me
don't
and Mike
think.
have talked.
Uh-huh. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off. What now?
Yeah, I just don't think that it was as bad as they're trying to say. Maybe it was a partial tear off the bone, maybe,
Yeah.
but a partial tear can be, 2 millimeters.
Mm-hmm.
They'll still consider that a. They can technically still say tear off the bone. So who knows?
Right. Mm.
But I don't foresee it being a. I don't foresee his injury being a long, drawn out thing in the off season.
Okay, let's go back to one more comment, and then we're gonna drop everything.
In the locker room. Leave that as locker room talks. But very confident in that guy and what he can do. Who he is and what he wants to do is as important as anything. And that's in being a leader. And the contract, I mean, that's I don't have the full answer for it. I think all of mine would have been done a lot earlier than they were. So that's for him. Just stay positive. Yeah, understand and make sure that his team knows what he wants and what he believes. Yeah, I mean, me and Mike.
I guess his faith in Brian. I mean, I guess. How you think that relationship gonna work out? I mean, do
Like,
you think?
they're not
Huh?
gonna say it. They're not gonna say anything negative about each other.
Do you
Like,
think if he struggles during the season, do you think he'll be benched?
no, they're not gonna bench $60 million a year. Now next year, it's
Mm-hmm.
a possibility because they can get
Mm-hmm.
rid of him in 2027. So if they bench him,
Mm-hmm.
he's not sitting on the roster for a whole nother year.
Right.
Now he can be benched in the middle of a game if he's playing absolutely terrible. They might just say, "Hey, this game is over. Check
Yeah.
out and bring in the young buck." But
Let
as
me ask you
far
this
as
though.
as far as benched and he's done for the season, I don't think that'll
Uh,
happen.
let me ask you a question. What if they're getting blowed out? Like, what if it's like 37-10, 10 or something like that? But in the fourth quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, do you think we'll see Milton? Or you think you can go and continue to see this?
Yeah, that's a scenario where I could see them pulling back and saying, "Look, this game is over.
Mm-hmm.
Don't." They pull him, to maintain his health, if you know what I mean, and things like that. I can also see, a scenario where if he's dealing with, by week 6, 7, or whatever, he's dealing with some nagging injury or something like that, then they
Mm-hmm.
might have a little bit of a shorter chain on him and blowout losses.
Right.
So I mean, it's hard to know because I don't know what Shotty's coaching mentality is.
Really.
You know, like Shotty has got the benefit of having a multi-year deal. So
Yeah.
I think he was signed 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he has the ability to go, if this season is lost, I coach next year. I need to evaluate some players along the way to see what I got for the upcoming year and what I need to fix. See,
Right.
Mike McCarthy didn't have that pleasure last year where
Right.
he could go, I'm gonna pull this guy, pull this guy, pull this guy, and give some of these young guys a chance so I can see what I got in the cupboard for next year and
Mm.
hopefully put out a better team next year because he was a lame duck coach. But
Right.
but as far as the quarterback goes, because of that stupid fucking contract, you
Mm-hmm.
stuck with him for 2025 and 2026.
And
And
that's a shame.
it is, but as Cowboy Nation, we got to move on and just realize that the next 2 years is rebuilding and stocking talent. We just need to focus on the draft for this year
Mm-hmm.
and next year, stocking talent and keeping an ear out on free agency for possible teams like Philly. Philly's got a good team. A lot of those
Right.
draft picks aren't going to make the team because of the way that team is built. So you
Yeah.
need to look at the waiver wire when Philly starts to get into training camp and stuff like that. And there's
You
gonna be
mean this
there's
year?
yeah, and there's
Yeah.
teams sitting on good players right now
Yeah.
that are holding them for insurance purposes. They're holding
Yeah.
them because if the draft don't go the way they wanted to go, then
Mm-hmm.
they got a player that's capable of playing.
Right.
So
So.
if they end up drafting a player that they want in the draft, they might cut,
Mm-hmm.
a decent player. And the Cowboys got to be willing to step in and pay and get them. They got money available. I think they got
Right.
37 million or something like that.
Yeah.
I think they need 12 million or something like that to sign all their They're rookies, so they got about 20 million, 25 million to play around with.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't
So,
know.
what are you looking? What? So we're like what? 2 weeks away from the draft.
I believe 3 weekends. So we got
3.
no. You got next weekend is
Uh-huh.
the what 19th, and then the following weekend is the draft. So yeah, 2 weeks roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what? So what? So what do you think we should go? You should first round first. Well, I wish they can do 2 rounds on Thursday. They don't normally do it on Thursday night, but
No,
wish we can
Friday.
do
Friday is going to be the first round, right? Or is it Thursday?
first. Is it maybe first round on Thursday? Let's see.
Yeah, maybe it is first round on Thursday. Then you got the second and third round on Friday, and then the rest of them on Saturday.
I wish we could do 2 rounds, but it's so late in the day when they do that.
Well, they wanted the first round to be prime time. That's why they did it.
Hmm.
It's all about ads. Like these teams don't take 5 minutes to make these picks. They sit up there and they do all of this to get ads in and let ESPN do all of their little video clips and all of that stuff. That's
Yeah,
why it
yeah,
takes so long.
yeah.
But the draft
That's
could
what
be
it
over.
is.
That first round could be over in 30 minutes if they really wanted to. Especially the first 5 picks, everybody already know who they got. They already know who they want.
Yeah. April 24th.
Yeah, I don't know what day that is like that. Like,
That's when they start. That's on a Thursday night.
yeah.
That's
So
weird.
well, that's just round one.
Yeah. So what? So I want to get this boy real quick. Oh, my mouse is acting weird. Okay, so first round, Tennessee. What Tennessee needed? We need a quarterback first round.
Who?
Tennessee.
Uh, Tennessee don't need a quarterback. I think they want
Okay.
to take a quarterback, but they're probably going to end up taking probably Travis Hunter.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
I thought they was going after that. They wanted that quarterback. That's what everybody else is talking about right now.
Oh, Tennessee draft number one overall.
Yeah.
Uh, didn't they just take Will Levis like 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
And
see
what
it. I
about the?
mean, Cam Ward is they claim that he's a number one overall pick, but hey, Tennessee ain't said what they gonna do either way.
That's strange. It's like 2 weeks away. They haven't even made an announcement like who's the first one pick yet. Like what the hell's going on?
They playing it close to the vest. They probably shopping the pick if they don't want Cam Ward. If you don't want Cam Ward, I'd be shopping the pick among the top three teams.
Right. Didn't they go?
Yeah,
Didn't they just go with that guy from Malik something from Green Bay?
uh, it- yeah, he's a backup though, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's the backup at Green Bay.
Yeah, but yeah,
So that's
everybody got Tennessee taking Cam Ward, whatever. But they could, if they take him, then you're looking at Cleveland taking Travis Hunter.
okay.
I
So,
mean,
wait a minute. I'm gonna stop you. Cleveland don't need a quarterback.
Cleveland do need a quarterback. I don't know why they wouldn't
So
take Shador,
why
but
wouldn't they take a quarterback then?
because Travis Hunter is the more bona fide pick. If you're going BPA, you take Travis Hunter over Shador.
So the Giants are out at quarterback. They don't. That is not a quarterback for them right now.
I don't believe that because Russell Wilson is the stopgap. Russell Wilson is not your 2, 3 year, 4 year down the road quarterback. He's a stopgap, 1 or 2 years. So you can still take Shador and have him learn behind Russell Wilson for a year. But that
Ain't
all
Jamison
depends.
Wilson there? Jamison went.
Jamin is the backup, and
Okay.
Wilson is the starter.
Okay. So let's pass. There's no quarterback going to the Giants.
That's what they say, but the Giants haven't made any indication either way.
So New England, no quarterback.
New England is set on quarterback.
Okay. Jacksonville,
Jacksonville set on quarterback.
Vegas,
Vegas, they just signed what's his name?
Gino.
Geno.
Okay.
They're probably set at quarterback too right now.
Okay. So what about
The
the
Jets need
Jets?
a quarterback, but they just signed Justin Fields. I'm not sold on Fields,
Right.
so they may take Shador.
Okay. So there's no you. So you're saying there's not a quarterback being taken in a top 10 pick. You don't think a quarterback besides the Jets is going to take a quarterback?
Well, that all depends on how Tennessee feels about Will Levis. He's still on a
Right.
rookie contract.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Mm.
Everybody assumes that, the number one overall pick needs a quarterback, but Tennessee had other problems going on with their team.
Okay, Carolina.
Carolina's they're set with Bryce Young.
Oh, they like Bryce. Okay, New Orleans. Interesting.
New Orleans maybe because Derek Carr is rumored to be out for the season with a shoulder injury, so
I
they
thought he
might
went
take
back
him.
to. I thought Garrett Carr went. He left, so he's still in New Orleans,
I believe he's still in New Orleans.
and he had a shoulder surgery.
I think they said he got some shoulder injury that's going to put him out for at least most of the year or something like that. I don't know. I think RG3 put that on Twitter earlier.
Okay.
Don't hold me to it. I like I said, I've been busy. I haven't had time to fact check any of this.
Chicago,
Chicago set on their quarterback.
San Fran.
San Fran is dumping the bank on Purdy.
Are they in
Dallas
Dallas?
Dallas got their boy Dak for the next 2 years, and they just used a fifth
Okay.
on Milton.
All right. So what you're trying to tell me is you got all them QBs on the board right now, but don't grab nobody to back
Uh,
up Dak. So
They did. They got Milton. Whether I don't know what Milton's going to be. So, but they made their decision that their quarterback addition is Milton for this offseason. Now they're going to end up having to grab at least one more quarterback, but he's probably if they do, it's going to be late in the draft or undrafted free agent or a free agent pickup.
mm, mm, mm.
Milton
So
is their
you
Milton is on a rookie contract. He got 3 years left, so they're going to see what they got in him. And if this offseason, or if he has to play during the season, if he comes in and he's not showing any improvement or what they want to see, then they're going to start looking at the draft next year and seeing who's coming out. There's not a lot of worthy quarterbacks this year. They're all projects.
so you don't skip
Even Cam Ward and Shador they're projects. They need work.
so you think Cam Ward or Shador will land to Dallas at 12?
No.
Mm.
Shador might be on the board. They're predicting him to drop all the way down to 20, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think they're saying Pittsburgh might take him. And it's just the way the draft is. If he don't go in the top five, everybody else has kind of got their quarterback already.
What about Dart?
I mean,
What?
Miami's right behind us, I believe, and they got their quarterback.
Okay.
So you're already at 13. Who's after Miami?
There's the
Colts.
Colts.
The Colts got Anthony Richards.
Are they
They
happy with
good.
him?
They good. He's only in the second year. And then Atlanta just drafted their quarterback.
Yeah.
Arizona
Well, hold
got
on, hold on
Murray.
before we move. Hold on before we move forward. So where would you go? Oh, at 12, would you trade back or would you stay? I know I'm telling you what I would do, but what would you? What do you want to do?
Uh, I would try to trade back a couple spots and pick up a couple picks because the value at 12 and the value at 15, 16 is going to
Hmm.
all be about the same. There's very little difference in trade value in
Okay.
that group. So if you got 12 and you got 4 or 5 players that you like on the board and you want to trade back 3, 4 spots, you know that there's going to be one of those players available.
Right.
So if you got a team that's willing to trade up the leapfrog somebody to take a
Right.
player, then you
Okay.
trade back and grab a pick. Otherwise, you just stay pat at 12. And I would take
Okay.
best player available no matter what, because we need everything.
Right.
So if
What is
it
your most concern on the roster? What would be your most concern at that pick?
defensive line, that's what we need,
Okay.
defensive line,
What makes you say that?
because it's the worst position group in the entire team.
Right.
Yeah, it's the worst position group. Now you stuck with Osa for at least 2 years. His
Right.
contract, you can cut his contract in 2027, right with that. But you need to get somebody next to him. Since you paid Osa, you got to get somebody next to him that can actually clog that middle and take a double team up.
You don't have no faith in Mozzie?
Absolutely not.
Oh no! Wow. Okay then. Okay. Well, it's just not consistent, or what? How you feel?
He's not a legit defensive tackle. You got to
Okay.
have a You got to have a trenches mentality.
Okay then.
It takes a certain mindset. You got to be nasty down there in order to
Okay.
play. And this dude don't care enough about football.
Okay. That makes sense.
I mean, if you look at the great defensive tackles, they all
Yeah.
had that mean streak that
Yeah.
sometimes they couldn't even like Aaron Donald. Remember when he walked off the field and slammed his helmet and he was just so pissed off? That's the type
Yeah.
of player that you need in the trenches.
Yeah.
That every now and again they lose their shit because they just not all there and they get pissed off and they want to fight. That's the type of
Yeah.
player you need in your trenches to stop the run. Not somebody that just like to hit people.
So what you're saying is you want D tackle or D line on first round?
If the value is right. I don't want them
Okay.
reaching for nobody.
Right.
If the best available player is a safety, take the
Yeah.
safety. If it's a wide receiver, take the wide receiver. If it's a linebacker, take the linebacker.
If
Because
it's a
right
tight
now,
end,
if it's Tyler Ward, take him. Because you need talent everywhere. So if you
okay.
gather enough talent, if you strike gold in this draft and
Yeah.
then strike gold in the next draft, you
Right.
could probably open up a 5-year window where you can compete.
So basically, what you're saying is just get the talent
No
now.
project, no projects. That's
Yeah. No
I
project.
don't want you drafting a defensive end to make him a defensive tackle, or a defensive tackle to make him a defensive end, or an offensive tackle to make a guard, or a guard to make a
Right.
center. If you
Yeah.
draft in that player needs to be a legit player at the position that you're drafting.
Right.
Don't get me a corner that you think you can make into a safety.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Is anybody on this list that you like?
I don't follow a lot of these players, brother.
You don't follow?
That's Savage's wheelhouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I don't know who a lot of these players are, so I can't. I can look
Yeah.
at the size metrics and go, that's about right for the type of player that I would
Yeah.
like. But
Yeah. Until you see them on the field. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Mozzie Smith on paper looked great,
Right. But does it translate to the field? What you saying?
but does it translate to the field? That's
Right.
exactly. And that's
Right.
why I don't care about the combines or pro days or any of that
Yeah.
shit because that's all against air with no defense and it's all scripted. You know exactly what throws you're
Yeah.
gonna do. You know,
Him jumping
it-
up the stairs and shit,
but
doing all this old
yeah,
shit.
it is different when you got to play a player and you don't know what that man's gonna do across from you.
Right.
But see right there, that first play, the way
Yeah.
he pushed that pocket, that
Yeah.
defensive end can't lose contain. Look, you can't lose contain. He did the defensive lineman did exactly what he's supposed to do. Push the pocket.
Right.
You gotta hold contain.
Yeah. So we basically we in trouble on D line because we can't stop the run. That's what it comes down to.
It's the worst position group. Well, it
Right.
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you got Deion Sanders at cornerback. If you can't stop the run, they're just gonna run the ball up the field.
Right.
Yeah, Bill Belichick played the game. They threw zero passes. He ran the ball every single time. He
That's
won a
right.
game. He won a
Hmm.
game with zero passes. So it didn't matter what the cornerbacks were doing. It didn't matter what the safeties were doing because the front seven couldn't stop the run. So he just kept
Right.
running the ball. If you can't stop, Buffalo came into Dallas and ran the ball over and over and over again.
Right.
The Rams did the same thing in the playoff game. It don't matter if you got all you can have shutdown corners. They don't stop the run up the middle of the field.
Right.
And the number one thing is stop the run.
Right.
Every team, that's the first thing they do. They say you got to stop the run. If you don't stop the run, it doesn't matter what your blitz package is or any of that stuff is because it doesn't matter. You can't blitz when they running up the middle of you.
Right.
And when teams run through the heart of your defense, that is where your defense get demoralized.
Yeah.
When it's 3rd and 3 and they get 5, and then they get
Yeah.
6 on the next run, then they get a first down on the next one, and then a third
Right.
down again, and they run it again. Like when you can't stop that run, they quit.
So how you feel about this new defensive coordinator?
I didn't follow enough about Matt. Obviously, you can be a bad head coach and a good coordinator,
Right.
and that was pretty much a lot of coaches. Some
Yeah.
coaches, it's the equivalent of, I always go back to business, but you can have a manager that is very good at managing one store, but if you make him a district manager, he can't multitask 5 stores. You see what I
Yeah.
mean? So Matt Eberflus might be a good defense coordinator and just a bad head coach because he can't manage the entire organization.
Yeah.
But he probably decent enough at defensive coordinator. But I don't think we have the talent for any defensive coordinator to come in here and effectively create a consistent type of defense every single game. We don't have an
Yeah.
identity as the Dallas Cowboys. We haven't had an identity in 20 something years. Who are we? Are we a smash mouth defense that's going to hold you to 20 points and win the game? Are we a lights out offense that's going to throw 45 points on you every single week? Are we a
Right.
run first team? Are we, high flying? Are we a bend but don't break defense? Are we the turnover defense? Every single year is something different,
Right.
and like when you go play the Ravens, what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a hard, physical, defensive based game, and they're gonna run the ball. They've
Yeah.
been like that forever. Since
Right.
2000. They've been the exact same team. You go up to Pittsburgh, hard hitting defensive fight. Now they've
Yeah.
had some struggles the last couple of years with defense, but that's their identity, and that's what they're going to try to get back to. They're not going to try to, we're going to flip it to an offensive team. No, they're going to rebuild
Right.
their defense to help their quarterback.
Right.
Certain teams have an identity,
So we need to
and
get
they
away
they
from that
stick to.
trying to score 40 some points a game, 30.
Yeah,
We need to get
man.
away from that and we need to work on the defense, like I've been saying for many of years. And then if Dak Prescott struggles, we got to find another way to win.
Exactly. But you could do that when if you build everything around Dak Prescott, when
Hmm.
Dak struggles, the whole building comes down.
Right.
But if Dak Prescott is just one pillar in the entire setup, then they could carry him.
Right.
You see what I mean? So if you got a strong defense and a
Hmm.
strong run game, and Dak Prescott is off that day, or he got a slow start, you can use your run game until Dak Prescott get into a rhythm, and your defense
Yeah.
can keep a team held down until Dak
Hmm.
Prescott can find his rhythm.
Right.
But when you put all the money on Dak and all the talent on Dak's arm, if he's off, you can't move the ball. We've
Yeah. You
seen this
can't.
for the last 9 years.
Yeah.
When Zeke was under suspension, the offense stopped. We was moving the ball up and down the field in the 49ers game. Tony Pollard went down. The offense couldn't do anything else.
Yeah.
The Green Bay game, Dak Prescott throwing bad passes. You can't go down the field.
No.
You gotta the offense, you gotta switch this team away from Dak Prescott. Build it around Overshown and Parsons and Bland, and if you're gonna keep Diggs, you got 3 to 4 players that are decent to good on the defense.
Yeah.
Build that defensive lineup so these other players can free roam and fly around and make plays all day long.
That's what they did. That's what I would keep saying. Build around them.
Man, if
Because
you
your next, yeah.
our two NFC East competitors, the top two, and you can
Mhm.
even throw the Giants in here because the Giants got a good defensive line too.
Yeah.
All of them got good defensive line, and that allowed Philly's defense. Their linebackers were flying around.
Yeah.
The same thing happened with the Commanders. Dan Quinn inherited 2 stud defensive tackles,
Right.
and those linebackers is flying around.
Yeah. So build
You got
around. So basically, build around defense right now.
that's what I would
Just
do.
build. Yeah. Because this is a wash. Is what you're saying. This year, next year may be a wash.
If you want a chance to even compete this year, you need a stout defense, not a
Right.
high flying offense.
No.
But see, everybody, and I started calling this on Fifth Channel after
Hmm.
Sports Junkie got on and was talking about give Dak his receivers and his running back. I'm like, this is a setup.
Yeah.
They want what they want is they want Dak Prescott to go out there and put 30 points up, but they
Hmm.
want the defense to give up 45 so they can say Dak did the defense couldn't hold up their end.
Exactly. That's what I've
You,
been preaching the whole
when you
time.
when you
Yeah.
when you pour all the resources into Dak Prescott, you're
Yep.
gonna suffer somewhere. The
Yeah.
49ers is dealing with the exact same thing. They got to pay Brock Purdy. They literally came out and said, we lost these players because we had to pay Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
Trey Hendrickson in Cincinnati, they can't afford to pay him because they paid the 2 wide receivers and they got to pay
Yeah.
Joe Burrow. So they
Yeah.
can't have a star pass rusher.
Exactly.
They there's dollar values in this thing. You can't.
Hmm.
This isn't. People think of this shit like all Madden and think that you could just sign players and make Madden type deals. It don't
Yeah.
work like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they
That's what I've
they
been saying. Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
what
they
they
want the wide receiver from Arizona. They want the wide receiver from Texas. They
they
want
were.
this and they want that. That's cool with tight
You,
end and
you
everything. We got 2 tight ends. But what about your holes on defense? You got holes there.
you got huge holes. Your star linebacker is out for at least 2/3 of the season.
Hmm.
How many players did we have go down with ACL and knee injuries last year?
Too many.
Way too many.
Hmm.
Now, all of these players are supposed to be coming into training camp off of lower body injuries. All of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb got a shoulder injury that he's rehabbing. We don't know. They didn't even tell us. Did he require surgery?
Right.
Because he played on that thing 4 or 5 weeks after, just tearing it up.
Yeah.
We don't know what the extent of his injuries. I guarantee you, if CeeDee Lamb week 1 and he's playing slow or dropping passes, it's gonna get leaked out that he had all season surgery. I
Yep.
guarantee you.
All of a sudden. All of a
It's
sudden.
it's a shame how this team is ran, man.
You gave up 330 something yards a game last year on the ground. And you gave up 150 yards passing. Hey, what
You
what, what
got
are you ranked? Number 28 from
I
25 to
I,
31 on defense?
I think it's 31.
Oh, geez.
And that's what I was saying when they were re-signing Osa. Why the fuck
Yeah,
would you re-sign somebody that got you on the 31st ranked rush defense?
right.
What the fuck is the point of re-signing that guy? You might as well go in the draft and get somebody with some potential.
Yeah,
You already know what Osa gets you the 31st ranked run defense. So
right.
go out there and try to get one of these studs. But they locked this dude in for $20 million a year. I didn't know that you could be one better than the last in the league and still get $20 million.
Right. Yeah. And then you get paid. I sure hope you show up. I sure hope you show up because when you
And
get I say it
the
all the time, when they get paid,
the
they
history of the players is when they
yeah.
get paid, they
Hmm.
they take a year or two off.
That's it. That's it.
Yep, they take a year or two off.
That's
DeMarcus
it.
Lawrence got paid and was never the same player again. Never.
No, no.
Same thing gonna happen to Parsons.
Yep,
Yep,
yep.
they get paid, they get lazy. I mean,
That's it. And that's
yeah,
been the history.
yep, that's been the history, at least with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't get paid and then have a career year or go out there and show why they deserve the money.
yeah. I mean, but how can you? But I mean, like, but you got Jerry in the way, like big time, like in the draft room, like I mean, like how do you? He's gonna be right in front of the camera, right in the way, and then trying to want to be the one to control shit. And how you gonna come in and be a coach and you got problems? And you got this guy. He wants to pick his players, but then you can't bring in your guys. How's it gonna
Yeah,
fucking work?
yeah, I don't know. History says that this is gonna be a bad team, man. That's what the history says.
But they got two linebackers. So are you set on these two linebackers? They gotta just this was maybe we could have just waited and been patient and brought in some maybe we could have found somebody since we're
Now,
high up in the fifth round.
I think that they're bringing in camp bodies, man. These contracts of these free agents are cheap. These are
Yeah,
camp bodies. They can cut these guys and it won't hurt them. The
right.
same thing with the running backs that they brought in. Those are just camp bodies. I call them packing peanuts, man. These
Yeah,
these are just people to fill the room, fill the box,
yeah.
so that your core players got somebody to practice against. That's what this is.
Okay, so keep one running back and one linebacker, then draft another one. You don't see him keeping all these guys assigned or what?
Oh hell no. They're going hopefully they get one or two. You need a big back. We don't have any big backs on
Yeah.
our roster. We need somebody
Okay.
that when it's 2 yards, you punch it in. You need somebody that can get in there with a little girth and some ass on them and get the ball across the goal line.
Let's go
And then
back to
and
this.
then you need somebody that's going preferably a three down back, but
Right.
that's not really how this league is set up. You know, most of them you run in two and then you bring in a third down back or something like that.
Hmm.
But we need
That's,
somebody that can get in there. People like Trey
yeah.
Henderson over Junkins. Both of
Uh-huh.
them are good running backs. Henderson is the home run hitter though.
Yeah.
That dude get out in the open field, you don't have a problem.
Oh man, he killed Ohio. I mean, well, not Ohio, but Notre Dame.
Yeah, that dude. I mean, out in the open field, he gone.
Yeah. Would you be okay with that, or would you be opposed
And as
to
I,
bringing a
if
running
they
back in
if they
drafting
draft
another
him at 12, I'm perfectly fine with it.
Henderson?
Next year, depending on how this draft go, I'll be a little bit more picky because hopefully they only fill in a few holes to get them
Right.
back on track. But right now, if they come out and they draft a left tackle, are you mad? No, we need a left tackle. If they come
Right.
out and if they draft a cornerback, are you mad? No, we need cornerback. If
Right.
they take a defensive end, no. If they take a defensive tackle, I'm happy because
Yeah.
you need these players. I just don't want players that are projects or that you're talking about. Oh, we looking for year two. That's what they said with Mozzie Smith. It take two or
Yeah.
3 years for a defensive tackle to find his group. Well, then
What was that
why would you
tight
draft
end
him?
that what was the tight end that they drafted never got on the field a couple few years ago? How about 4 or 5 years ago? He played out of San Diego State.
I don't know their college
Ah,
history.
fuck.
So we had Dalton Schultz. We
Uh-huh.
had Schoonmaker, he was Michigan. We had Ferguson, we had Hendershot. Um, who else?
Are these tight ends working out? Because we
They
haven't
draft
found
they
one that'll
drafted
work out
project.
yet.
They drafted projects. Schoonmaker was a project. They had him practicing with the offensive line to
Yeah.
learn how to run block.
Damn, who
You
got tight
draft you
end?
drafting a project in the second round? That's day
Right.
three shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who that
but if
fucking
you
tight
look over the
end?
history of the Cowboys, they're known for drafting players that are projects in the second
Yeah.
round for some reason. Or
Right.
players that hurt that need time to recover.
Yeah. What you feel about this guy from Arizona State? You think he a good? He reminds me of what's it? McCaffrey. Got quick, he's very tough.
Yeah.
Would you be opposed? Would you? You
I
like
mean,
him?
these are all highlights. So highlights always gonna make him shine.
Right until you get
But
into
his
camp.
low
Right,
lights, how's he in pass blocking? How many times he get ran over? How many times the quarterback get hit because he missed an assignment or didn't
right.
fill the right hole? You know what I mean?
We're so this is they're so deep in running back, right now that they should they shouldn't fuck up on this draft. They if they
Yeah.
need a running back, go get your running back. You need your left tackle, get your
I-
tackle.
I-
Defensive line, do not mess this one up.
but look how far down you are for Cam. Like he's gonna be available probably in the second round
Right,
or close to the end of the first, where you might be able to trade back up in, depending on how what you're looking at.
right. This draft is so deep with um running back and defense. I hope they don't mess this one up, bro,
Yeah,
because we have not stuck with. I mean, like, who's a within the last 5 years who has been around?
that was a hell of a stop and go. Jesus.
I gotta go back into it. We have the only person that we hit on the draft pick was C.D. Lamb and maybe Ferguson. Other than that, and Diggs maybe.
Why should boom?
Oh, oh,
That's nasty
oh. That's
in
correct.
the
I'm about to go my time.
in the middle of it.
God damn, that was hot. You could come out as a sophomore. I guess you can, huh? Oh damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That
I'm telling
jump,
you.
that jump cut. I mean, he did a jump cut that was less than a foot.
Oh wow. Okay, there it is. He
Yeah.
reminds me of McFadden.
Uh yeah, a little bit. McFadden was a more upright runner though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
good hand.
I hope they don't mess this up, man.
I don't think they can mess it up at running back.
Yeah.
Um, just because the top talent is deep.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can really go wrong with running back unless they draft two of the exact same style players. I think that's a mistake.
Right.
But
Damn.
outside of that, I don't think you can really go wrong at running back. I don't think you get if depending on how fast or how high you draft a defensive lineman, I don't think you can really go bad with that one either. But if you go, I would look at second round if they get a defensive lineman at the latest.
Yeah. Would you? So yeah. So you think if we trade back, you think that we could pick up more talent, and then we could probably fix some more holes. I mean, could
Yeah, but everybody says trade back, but you have to have somebody willing to trade back with you. You have to have somebody want to come up. Just because you want to jump back, you want to go back and get more picks, don't mean that there's a team willing to trade with you.
this boy here got hard. Right. Yeah, he got hard. Look at that stiff arm. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
This
but
boy here tough.
you see that play 100 times in the NFL. That
Right.
offensive line opened that hole up for him. That was easy.
Yeah.
What you want to see
Oh.
is that jump cut that we saw and that like powering through somebody.
Right.
Those are the type of things where you got a running back that can get its own yards.
Well, this boy here tough. Well, I wouldn't be opposed to grabbing this boy. He tough here. Oh, he got that jump cut. Oh yeah.
When you got somebody that can be, damn near full speed by 3 steps, you got something
Right.
special.
Oh geez. Yeah, he's something else. Oh, he running all over cats. How many yards he got? Let's see.
Hold on 1 second. What you need?
Oh, there we go in the hole. Oh, well, this boy, he's special. Oh, damn. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, he's something else. He's something else. Oh, so that's Ollie Gordon. Gordon. That sounds familiar. Gordon. That must be Gordon's son. Hey, we'll look at the beast real quick. So let's look at the beast. Are we probably Gentry? Let me see. Gentry, he's 211. Okay, he's one of the smallest. Well, he's smaller than wow. He's one of the smallest running backs. He's the smallest running back in the combine in the draft. I'm sorry, in this year's draft. So let's take another look at him. I think it's gonna be too. I don't know, but even I'm not worried about the running back right now. I'm worried about defense, man. He got speed though. Jeez. But like I said, we had Zeke, and it still didn't work out because Zeke motor ran out, and that was it. Zeke motor, he just couldn't do it forever,
Yeah,
and then what it
part
was, huh?
part of that is on Zeke for not taking care of his body, and
Yeah,
another part of it is they ran Zeke ass to the ground in Ohio State, and then they
yeah,
ran his ass into the ground the first couple years he was in the league,
yeah,
and him not taking care of his body is what ultimately did it in. But Zeke has what I think is the Genty problem. Is that they put a lot of miles on Genty, and if he come
hmm
into the league, whoever they draft is going to put a lot of miles on him right off the bat,
yeah,
and he's got a they got a high propensity to flame out.
yeah,
You put that because they ain't even really got their man body yet. You know, you got to get into the league, get them weights and that nutrition plan, that pro plan underneath you.
right,
There's a reason why the NBA let these players come in at 19 after 1 year in college, and the NFL like, nah, you need to be 23. You know what I mean? Because you need a man body to get in there and compete with these.
right,
You got you got 28, 29-year-old men that's done nothing for 5 years but work out, build muscle, get stronger, get faster. And then you got these kids coming out of they want them to be able to come out of high school. They're gonna get smacked.
yeah,
I don't know. You remember how thin and frail you was graduating from high school?
oh yeah,
But you see it in the basketball players. Go look up Giannis, how he looked in the league.
Giannis, okay,
Yeah, if you look up Giannis when he got drafted into the league, how skinny and frail he was, and then go look at him now. Dude, Jack. Same
okay,
thing with LeBron. You look at LeBron coming into the league, 18 years old. That's a great fucking catch. Wow.
yeah. What do you think about the secondary? How you feel about the secondary right now?
It's trash.
Hmm. Why you say that?
Because it's trash. It's just bad play, bad players.
Yeah,
You know, you got players. You got players that just
Florida State cornerback.
that's what you need. Solid tackle on the perimeter.
Yeah,
But come up, make the play.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
I don't have no. You have faith in that?
we lack the talent, man. It's just we
What
lack
about
the
that?
talent.
What about that corner? Excuse me. What about that cornerback they just drafted? They kept getting burnt. He looked good at the first game, but then he got
You
burnt
talking
the
about
whole season.
Caleb Carson?
Yeah, seatbelt caution
Yeah,
they call
yeah.
it.
Carson ain't it, bro.
Right.
I I think going into week 1, I think your starting corners are Diggs, Bland, and Butler.
No, you think Diggs gonna be back? I don't know.
Yeah, I think Diggs will be back by week 1.
With his injury?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Diggs, Bland, and Butler. It's gonna be
Okay.
your starting cornerbacks.
Okay, think Diggs gonna be back. I thought he had surgery though.
Yeah, on his knee. Yeah.
So how you gonna be back so soon? That's what I'm trying to understand. What you trying to say?
They even talking about Overshown coming back here early.
Oh no shit.
I think he just did an interview talking about he was preparing for training camp or whatever, trying to get his body right for training camp.
Already?
I think that's what he said when he was talking about he's agent zero now. He got the number zero. I
Oh,
don't know. Like I said,
I saw
that's the
that.
story. That's the story stuff that's out and about. But what's realistic and what's not is two different things.
Right. Well,
Uh,
Hunter will be gone. Bland. Well, Bland got. I don't know about him. Shit. I'm not. I don't know, man. Bland got toasted in that Redskins game. What do you think about Bland? You think he garbage? Yeah. Bland is. I don't know about
no,
him.
I nah, Bland. I think Bland will be fine. He needs a cornerback. Both of our corners need good safety play because they jump routes.
Right.
Diggs and Bland like to jump routes. And if you got route jumping cornerbacks, you need safeties that are gonna be there in case they get double moved. And
Right.
we don't have it.
Yeah. This
Wow,
secondary
he just
sucks,
threw it
man.
right to him.
This secondary
Fucking-
sucks.
Yeah,
I'm.
it
I'm. I'm,
sucks.
I'm tired
And
of.
and I'm telling you, a lot of it was Al Harris, man.
And I'm tired of. I'm tired of. Back there, free safety, bro. He getting burned up the top too much.
You talking about Hooker?
Hook. Yeah. Hook. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
They just don't. They don't value the safety spot. They don't value that
Well,
damn free safety
that's
spot.
it's been mismanaged for a long, long time now.
Hmm.
Like, I can't even tell you when's the last time the Cowboys were very effective at stopping the run.
Right.
There's just they like linebackers because they sell jerseys, and they
Yeah.
like cornerbacks because they sell jerseys. They
Right.
don't invest in the defensive line like that. They don't invest in the safeties like that.
Right. They
And
need somebody to
It
come
took
up and
them
get it.
all of Romo's career just to get a deep offensive line for the man.
Right.
They want people that sell jerseys, the flashy shit. That's
That's
why
it.
that's why I guarantee you they're gonna take a wide receiver. Well, I ain't gonna guarantee it because who the fuck knows. But I strongly believe that they're headed towards taking a wide receiver in the first round.
Wow. What makes you say that?
Just off of the way that they acquire talent.
Wow.
Hold on, I got a delivery I gotta get.
Okay. Yeah. Hit the like and subscribe button. We're just doing a little thing right now. We're just kicking back, watching a little draft film. We're looking at defense. A little earlier, we were on. We haven't did offensive line yet, but linebackers, D line, and running back, and now we safeties and corners. Our defense sucked and point blank. We got to get better up front. Like I said before, we can't depend on Dak Prescott to win us anything because we know it's going to happen. So, like I said, the next couple of years, we got to bite the bullet. We got to bite it, and we have to understanding that that we have to work on our defense and get better. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. I say that our whole draft this year should just be on defense. And so in 2025, 2026, 2027, we have enough talent here to challenge the NFC East again. We're looking at corners and safeties right now. We're looking at physical guys, cover guys that can come up and make a hit and cover right now. That's what we're looking at, guys that can come up and hit and cover. That's all we need right now. We got to work
Yeah,
on
I
defense
don't
right
think
now.
I don't think you need to do a whole draft on defense. You still got to
Well,
acquire talent on the
yeah,
offense.
probably not, but we should probably at
Be a
least get
defensive focus
at least
draft.
three or four starters on defense.
I would look at it and go, if I got two players, one offensive and one defense, and they're at the same grade, I'm gonna take the defender. That's
Right,
how I look at it. But
right.
if I look at it and the offensive player on the board is graded higher than the defensive player, then I'm gonna go with the offensive player. But we don't know the Cowboys board either. They've been historically trash at that. But there's probably a reason why the Cowboys don't get a lot of trade opportunities because other teams aren't worried about them drafting smart.
Yeah. I mean, we gotta start somewhere, bro.
Yeah, you got to make smart picks, get the right players.
Yeah. But this year has to be the cornerstone, right? We got Overshawn, we got Parson, and we got Oza, and so I mean, build around those two and go from there. And
I
so
mean,
you're
you
saying
you got you got some decent players. I'm not saying everybody's good, but you got Diggs is a good. He's not. He's a top 32
Mhm.
cornerback in the league.
Yeah,
Playing is a top 32 cornerback in the league. Osa
right.
I don't believe in Osa, but when
Mm-mm.
you go Overshown is a top 32
Right.
linebacker.
Okay.
I think Parsons is a linebacker and he's a top 10 linebacker if he played linebacker.
Right. Okay. So you want to go? Man, I think we should just stay focused on the. I think a majority of drafting to be defense. I don't think we should draft the offensive player up until the fourth. Yeah, we don't have a fourth pick.
You
Uh,
need offensive players, man. You need running backs. You need an
yeah.
offensive tackle. You need a second wide receiver.
Right.
There are offensive players that you need. You just got to get the right ones.
Right. I do like the linebacker we got from Notre Dame. I like him though. He's tough.
Which
So
ones?
why would you bring in those two veteran linebackers when you already got this number? I think it's number 8. This linebacker with the long hair, and then are you going to put him on the bench or are you going to let him play? Well, I don't understand the game plan. What the hell's going on?
They need camp bodies, brother.
Right.
You got 85 people in training camp. You
Right.
got to bring in people.
Right.
You can't have 4 running backs. They need time to take a deep breath. If you got the first string and the second string, practicing on 2 separate fields, you need enough running backs that they can rotate in and out. You need enough linebackers, the defensive linemen that they can rotate in and out and still keep the practice going. Otherwise, you have to stop the practice every 10 minutes to let everybody get a deep breath. So a lot of these guys are just camp bodies, man. They're in here and they're in the room
Yeah.
just because you need people to catch a pass, to run a route. You know, like you need probably 6 or 7 running backs before you go to training camp. That's just being realistic. You need running backs. What are you doing, man? Why you disappearing?
Yeah.
This is your show. Where you going?
Say it again.
Then where you disappearing to, man? This is your show.
No, I'm not disappearing. I had a phone call real quick.
Oh,
No. Just go ahead and talk. I'm just trying to hear your insight.
I mean, I said what I said.
Okay then.
I just this team is got a long road ahead of it.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. The Cowboys got to figure it out. But people can't stress off of whoever they pick. They can't lose their shit on because it's
Right.
more than it's bigger than one player.
Yeah, you can't get upset. Yeah.
One player is not going to fix this team. One player is not going to fix this draft.
No.
So don't don't get your panties in a bunch because the
Ooh, I like
Cowboys
that.
didn't draft the one player that you wanted
Yeah.
because we are not one player away. There was a time, when we got that year we got Dak and Zeke. I thought we
Right.
was closer. I thought we was closer to the one player away mentality,
Yeah.
but not now.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Yeah, when they drafted Zeke, I was like, man, we might do something.
Yeah.
But
We're a whole team away.
yeah, you literally are. You are literally a team away,
Do you feel
which
like
is
we got to start all over again because Dak Prescott is his time is almost up. We got to start all over.
nah,
On the
nah.
defensive side.
I don't
Okay.
think so. I don't think so. You're in a rebuild, but you have talent, so it's not like you're devoid of talent.
Right.
Certain teams are just absolutely devoid of talent. That's not the
Right.
Cowboys.
Oh, look at that cat.
You have star wide receiver. You know,
Right.
you have players that can get it done for you.
Yeah.
They just you need people to step up in big moments, make big plays, and the biggest one you need is your quarterback.
But you on defense, you need some hitters come on that come up with point of contact, come up and pop the shit out you, let you know, hey, I'm here all day and I'm here to win the game. I'm looking for guys that want to win, not just a fucking paycheck. And that's what it's kind of like going down to. I'm here, I'll play long enough and I'm get paid, and then I'm to disappear. I'm done.
Yep. Once they get
That's all.
that paycheck, it's a
Yeah.
different player. But
There- we don't. Those days are. Would you say they're done, or they just they don't have that other tiger no more? They just
there's a different mentality, years ago from
oh, look at
players
that boy.
that
Yeah,
the man across from me was not going to beat me. I was
right,
never, they didn't want to put out bad tape. And I
right.
don't think these players nowadays care. I don't think they care one bit about putting out bad tape. I don't think it bothers them at all in the
Right.
least. That Molly Smith can show himself getting blown off the ball, pushed into
Right.
the pushed into the defensive backfield. I don't think that bothers him one bit.
Safeties. We need them tacklers to come in here. Would you be okay with damn? Would you be okay with 5 defensive players and three offensive players? What you want
As
to do?
long, as long as they good talent, man. I don't care what.
Yeah. Okay.
Because again, you need every position. So it doesn't
Right.
matter if it's a safety or a linebacker or a tight end or running back.
Right.
You need them. You need them all. There's no bad pick outside of projects and
Right.
reaching for players.
Yeah, that's not good. We've been doing that for so damn long. Just reaching.
Yep.
What they reached for Mozzie, was it like a couple years ago? I was like, what they reaching for Mozzie, and he's not
I'm,
even
I'm
that
telling you
good
right
yet.
now, if you redid the draft, I don't even think Molly Smith gets drafted.
Oh wow.
If you redid the draft
Uh
from
huh.
day one, I don't even think Molly Smith get picked up.
No shit.
I mean, what has he shown
Right.
to make you want to draft him in the NFL? Knowing what you know now, would you still make the same pick? That's the
Right.
question. Every single year, that should be the question. Knowing what you know now, would you do
Yeah.
the same thing? If the
Right.
answer is no,
Secondary. Well, yeah. I love me some secondary, baby. Yeah. So our secondary sucks until we. Well, how do you feel about what's his name? That cornerback, that free, that strong safety, Wilson.
Wilson, I think he's
Yeah.
bad too. He
Mm,
should have been gone 2 years ago.
mm,
But
yeah.
you can't fix everything at one time.
Right.
So there's certain players on this team, like a Hooker, like a Wilson, that you're probably going to be stuck with
Right.
at least at least for the foreseeable future. And then you hope and pray that you draft good, that you don't need them in the upcoming year.
Right.
But there are certain players on this team that are here because of draft picks that they had, that they
This boy,
made, couldn't get it done.
this boy's everywhere. I like him. Damn. Andrew out of Texas. We need somebody that ball hawking skills. We need to fix this defense, man. Because I'm with you. I'm with. You know what? I was kind of opposed to what you said about we doing anything in the last couple of years because we kicked ass back in the day when Dak Prescott was running NFC. We didn't get the NFC Championship game. That was a fucking waste of time. And then now he never got into the Super Bowl within the last 10 years. So now why waste 2, 3 more years on Dak Prescott when our defense is in shambles?
Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying. You can take these years and build your defense up.
Right. And
But
then we do find that
every
quarterback you talking about that you want. We do, and when we do get him, we'll be ready to win. Is that what you're saying?
yep,
Mm,
because you'll have a young quarterback
right.
with a stout defense. You see what I mean? If
Right.
you got a young quarterback coming in with a defense that can allow him to make a few mistakes without the game getting out of hand, and it'll benefit
Bam.
Dak too. If
Ooh-wee.
if Dak goes up there and he makes a mistake or two, and you
Yeah.
got a defense that can prevent, or hold a
Damn.
turnover to 3 points instead of seven.
Right. Now that's what I'm talking about. Some hitting. We need. we need some hitting like that, baby. Woo.
I'm not seeing it. I'm in the
Body
backyard.
hit. You pulling out weeds?
No, I got people working in the backyard. I'm just checking on
Okay.
stuff.
Okay, that's good. Then.
Nah, man, I ain't. It's too hot for me to be out here working. I work
Yeah.
my ass off all week long, man. I pay people to do shit.
Man, I wish that we had y'all weathered up in Oregon, man. Fuck, man.
It's coming. It get hot up in the Pacific Northwest now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
But
remember
not
there
soon
was
enough.
certain days, what, 2 years ago, where y'all was hotter than we was.
Yeah.
But Nevada is the hottest state in the country, though, on average.
Right.
And we
Like this.
we have more hot days. Arizona gets hotter, but we have on average the hottest amount of days.
Yeah. Yeah. Hit the like and subscribe button. I'm with my man Censor. We just doing a damn thing right now. We're talking a little bit of draft and we're trying to talk about building around this team. When Dak, we don't know if he's gonna get us there. We just throwing it up in the air right now. We just from coming off injuries, from dealing with the last 9, 10 drama, we can stop worrying about him from right now. Work on our defense, and then we got to get better. And no need to crying over that no more. We just can't continue to say, "Well, Dak's the problem." No, so we know what the problem is. It's a whole team problem. And Dak Prescott is the majority of it. But we just need to work on our defense and find better ways to get some good talent in here.
Yep. You got to
No
get
doubt.
talent, man. Talent,
Yeah.
talent, talent. And hopefully we've gotten better at coaching, because coaching has been a major problem the
Right.
last couple of years.
Right.
And I say that because we have had Mike McCarthy in here,
Right.
and they have not really developed anybody.
Right. So let me stop you there.
Everybody who has
Let me stop you there. What was that a waste? Was that a waste of time?
Mike,
Yeah.
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
no.
Why you say that?
That's because you didn't know. Like, I think Mike McCarthy was probably the best coach out there for the team at the time. But I mean, he got behind the eight ball with what his first year being 2020 with the lockdown and stuff. And so he was kind of coaching from a loss point right there. But I don't think overall that it was bad. I think that he should have been gone 2 years ago. But if you look at the year Mike became head coach, you have to look at what coaching talent was available. Now I look at this year and go, I think Shoddy was a bad hire only because the level of talent in the coaching tree that was available,
Right.
he was at the bare bottom. You see what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So you had Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson and coaches like that didn't even get an interview with Dallas. And when I look at the talent, that's what I'm looking at. All right, what's the coaching tree look like that was available at the time?
Right.
And what did we bring in? And from what I'm seeing, it don't look like
Ooh.
we put a lot of effort into getting high level talent in here.
All right.
But that seems to be the Cowboys' MO. It's bare minimum. Everything is bare minimum.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We're taking a
Today,
look at. Say
tomorrow, the
again.
next day, they just whatever is the bare minimum to get the win is basically what they do.
Yeah. We're taking a look over here at the safeties in the corners. We saw Starks from Georgia. We haven't seen Nick from South Carolina. I just all the guys. What you can do. What amazes me, you can do your draft board. You can say, "Well, I think this guy's going to fit. I think this guy going to fit," and they just go completely a separate way. It's like, wait a minute. We was looking at some guys that thought that helped this team, and y'all go somewhere else. They're like that always happens,
It'd be out of left field. You like, where the hell did this dude come from?
right? Like the
Yep.
Mozzie Smith pick. Strange,
You getting an argument out of me. You getting an argument out of me.
but the
It's the
guy
same
that
thing.
they
Thing with the shoemaker. Like
right, yeah.
you,
That's a
you could,
shoemaker. Yeah, shoemaker too.
yeah,
Yeah,
you couldn't get better draft value than shoemaker.
right.
But it's the Cowboys, man.
Strange.
It's the Cowboys.
But people do want to draft the tight end, but then you got two tight ends that he would have three tight ends that he has to that he would have to fight to try to get a roster spot, and that could have been a defensive line or a linebacker. It's just strange to me. I can't think of that tight end that they drafted and for a second round pick, and that was like 4 or 5 years ago, and did not even get on the field. Injury. I got to go back and look at them, but they better not mess this one up. They're gonna be. They better come out here with an A+ draft.
You would think they would, but don't count your
Right.
chickens, bro.
Right.
Don't
Okay.
count your chickens.
Okay.
This team is built to let you down, man.
Okay. So we did the safeties. What about they still stuck on this wide receiver shit? Is Travis Hunter a wide receiver or a cornerback? What is he trying to do? Is he trying
Let's
to
see if
do?
there's a wide receiver or a cornerback available at the exact same time. I'm probably taking a wide receiver.
Right.
because
So
you
is
you
it
have you have capable cornerbacks on your team, unless you're looking at you know a shutdown cornerback, all pro 10-year prospect, then you take the
right,
cornerback. That's why when we were talking on that, I don't know if you were on the streams when they were talking about Tyler Warren
right,
and Corner was saying he wouldn't take him. I'm like, well, Tyler Warren is a 10-year tight end. You,
right?
you take the 10-year tight end.
What about Ferguson and Schoolmaker?
Ferguson is a free agent next year.
What
Schoolmaker
about?
is
Mm-hmm.
garbage.
Oh
So
man,
if you're looking at the end of next year, not having a high level um tight end on your team.
so let me ask you this question: Ferguson, does he get you in trouble with penalties? And is it boneheaded play?
No, I don't know I don't know if he's dealing with injuries or whatever, but he just had a all around fall off.
False start and holding. That's that last
Yeah,
game against Washington was awful for him. It was awful.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, the false starts and stuff, man. We've been dealing with that shit across the entire team, across multiple coaches, man. That is bigger than one player or anything like that. The false starts and stuff, I can't sit up there and try to pinpoint one player for it because it happens across the board, offense and defense.
Right,
I mean, how many times did Demarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons false start, give them a first down?
right.
Bad team, man.
I see.
Undisciplined.
I see them. I see them going offensive tackle or wide receiver. I
I can
just.
see it. I'm not putting anything past these Cowboys. Nothing.
So
And
what do you do with Brooks?
anybody who thinks that they know what they're gonna do, they're kidding
Mhm.
themselves.
What about what you gonna do with Brooks and what you gonna do with Gilbert?
Hey, you
Them
and
at NFC.
you draft their replacements. If they work out, great. If not, you got Brooks and Tolbert that know the system and can
Right.
play a year until you get the next guys next year.
Yeah. Then you got Turpin coming in.
People want Turpin to play actual wide receiver. I don't think that he has the build to survive playing the
Right.
slot. And he's not an outside wide receiver.
Right.
So since he don't have the build to play the slot, I find it very hard to believe that he's gonna end up having the build, being able to be a significant contributor
Right.
to this team on offense. I mean, couple gadget plays, a slant play here and there is one thing, but to ask him to consistently run routes across that middle,
Right.
he gonna get smashed.
Who was that just got in trouble? Was that Bond from Washington? Not
For
no
what?
from Texas. Is that the wide receiver?
What did he do? Is that
Something
the
about
domestic violence,
yeah. Is that
the
that?
strangulation, and first degree burglary?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, I think that was him.
Was that Bond or was that? Let me see.
I don't know for sure.
I hate when these guys right before the draft get in fucking trouble.
Yeah, they can.
Ugh.
Well, one is getting charged with SA,
One. What you mean
and
one? It's two?
yeah, there's two of them. One wide receiver is getting charged with sexual assault, and the another one is getting charged with domestic violence and burglary. Like he on video strangling the damn girl.
The Texas wide receivers.
Yeah, I don't, like I
Oh
said,
my
I don't know.
god.
I don't follow it enough.
Yeah.
I've been I've been working damn near 17-hour days, man.
Yeah, you putting it in, man. I got congratulations to you. You've been getting it in. I
I
don't see
work
how
hard up.
you
I work hard,
huh?
play hard, man. This is what allows me to take, you know, 10-day vacations overseas and
Yeah.
three or four vacations a year. You got to work hard, and then you can play hard.
Yeah. Well, that's good, man. You providing for the house, you're doing your thing, your normal thing. So kudos to
Yeah,
you. You know,
Thank you, thank you.
long as the wife is happy, you know, you guys everything's good there. You know, bills getting paid, you all good.
Hey, hey, that's the goal, man.
Yeah,
The goal is just to get through this life and hope there's something better on the other side, man.
man, we all looking forward to that.
That's all you can do, man. Get through
That's
this one and hope there's something better on the other side.
yeah. Somewhere
And
your spirit can go and be free.
yep, nobody really knows, but you
Right.
gotta have faith, man. Just do the right thing.
I like this wide receiver from the one that ate Oregon. Now, man, he pretty good too.
You should send text Danny, man. See if he could jump on. He might be busy.
Yeah, he trying to set up his
String yard, yeah. Everybody's
yeah.
trying to help fill the gap that Fifth is leaving for a little
So what's up
while.
with Fifth? What he did? What is he on a hiatus or what is he doing?
Yeah, he's taking a little time off to deal with some family stuff.
Oh,
So
okay.
can't knock that. You gotta
Yeah,
deal with family. You gotta deal with family.
yeah. I didn't get the memo till was last week, something like that.
Yeah. Nah, that's what he posted.
Really?
Yeah, he posted on his channel that he was taking some time off. So
Oh wow. Okay then. Well, he got a new job, so now he got to do that. He doing cars now.
yeah, he said he's hauling cars.
Yeah, so he might be transporting cars from state to state or some shit now. That's what they're
Yeah,
doing.
yeah, I don't know. But get to the money, man.
Right.
Get it
Yeah, get
now before your body break down.
man, and injuries is the MF, man. You can never
Well,
you can't.
and that's why I tell these people that be pissed off at these college kids for getting all of this money, man. These dudes are not guaranteed to make it into the league.
Right.
Let them kids get their money.
Yeah.
And the sad part is they can get injured tomorrow.
Right.
And teams don't give a damn about these kids.
No, they don't.
As soon as they lose they value, they toss these kids to the side, man. You got
That's
people out
it.
here arguing that they transferred and making money, man. Let these kids make money.
Make
And
money.
even if they do make the league, the average career is 3.5. That's your rookie contract.
Right.
Oh, you telling a
Let them make
kid
their
that
money.
you telling a kid, and outside of the first two rounds, they don't make a lot of money, man, on a rookie contract.
Right. One injury.
Milton is
Huh?
making under $1 million this year as a fourth round draft pick last year.
Wow.
And if you look at it, there's fifth round draft picks that's making less than him, and sixth round draft picks that's making less than him.
Right.
So if they can get their money, I'm all for it, man. I ain't
One
gonna
bad
never sit up there.
injury.
That's all it takes. But I'm not gonna ever sit up there and get sour because a millionaire took money off a billionaire.
Right.
These
Right.
people are talking about it's ruining college football. No, it ain't. The same team that was competing for a
Hmm.
national championship before before it's the same teams competing for a national championship now. The exact same
Right.
teams. Ohio
Right.
State, Alabama, Georgia, all the same teams. We're all pushing for the playoffs.
So why y'all don't want to pay these kids, but then y'all can make money, all this kind of money
Man,
off of them?
NCAA
But
is a multi-billion-dollar organization. They can pay these
hmm
kids.
but then I would rather for you to pay these kids than go out there and commit a crime.
Man, people don't really remember, man. A lot of these students were going and didn't even have money to eat.
But yeah, yeah. Or you know, top ramen, going to get food stamps, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, got their mama and barely making money,
Hmm.
sending them money just so they can get some food in their stomach, man. Let these players get their value, man.
Right.
But it's a shame other people like college don't have a salary cap. If there was a salary cap, I'd say, yeah, you know what I mean? Don't let too many players suck up all the money, just like I am with the Cowboys.
Right.
But if there ain't no salary cap, man, I don't care. Take it off.
Right. Yeah. Get what you can get. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because all them people pouring that, going in there, and they buying beer, they buying food.
Man, they don't
They,
give a damn about
yep,
you, man. Why would you care
yep.
about them? As soon as that player tears his ACL and can't walk,
Mm-hmm.
10 years from now, he walking hunched over because he got lower back injury.
Yep.
And you sitting up there worried about how much money he got. This man might not be able to walk.
Yeah.
I just don't have the sympathy for it, man.
It's sad. Yeah.
But you got people that are always going to be company men.
Yep.
People that have always that will always take the side of the company over its worker.
Right.
That's just the nature of the business, man.
Hit the like and subscribe button. It's Fina JP old school, hanging out with Censor. We just talking a little draft and we talking college football. We just doing a damn thing. Just doing a damn thing here. So, what's for dinner, man?
Wait for the wife to get home and figure out that, man.
Uh-oh. Okay. Okay. Hey,
I'm probably
that's
whoa.
what's up with that. Huh?
I've been craving a ribeye, so maybe we'll go to a steakhouse
Oh, that sounds good.
or hibachi.
Okay.
I haven't been to hibachi in a couple weeks. It's one of my favorite places to go.
Hibachi. Okay then.
That's where they cook the food right in front of you on the table.
Oh, okay. They got that something like out there out here in Oregon too.
Yeah, they should be everywhere. But they got a place out here called Oja. They need to sponsor you for me mentioning it. But
Oh.
they got a really good they got a really good one. Or we go to
Oh.
the we do the Brazilian steakhouse. You ever been to one of those?
Uh-uh.
They come around and carve the meat right on your plate, all you can eat.
Brazilian steakhouse. Okay.
Yeah, and they got a one out here. It's called Texas de Brazil, and then they got a couple out here called Foca de Chao.
Okay.
But yeah, you just sit down, you got a plate, and then they got a green and a red card. You flip it to green, they come and they just keep bringing you food. When you need a break, you turn it to red.
Oh, geez.
And then when you sit back, you have a good time, you with your family, whatever, y'all talking, chit chatting, whatever. And then when you're ready for some more, you flip it over to green and they start coming around.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's a good deal. It's usually about 50, $60 right now.
I
You
like
sit there, sit there
Mexican
for
food,
an
man.
sit there for an hour or two, and then they usually have like a premium salad bar
Right.
to go with it.
Yeah.
It's worth it, man.
No doubt.
It is worth it. What's your other topics, man? Let's bang
Man.
a couple out before I got to get out of here.
I think we done topic out. Now, right now, I'm going to offensive line. So, I was just wondering about the left tackle and what do you think about the offensive line?
Um, it depends on how Shoddy is gonna do player management because
Yeah.
I think they drafted BB with the
Mm-hmm.
intent of replacing Zach Martin. So I think BB is gonna end up at left guard, and I think
Okay.
Hoffman is gonna be a center. Um, I don't think they're gonna get rid of Terrence Steele. I don't.
No,
I think they're
y'all
gonna.
trying to tell Fifth that. Y'all trying to
I
tell
think
him
they're. I
that. Yeah.
think they're gonna run one more year with Terrence Steele
Mm-hmm.
and Guyton at left tackle.
Because that
Um,
money, right?
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And then I think maybe next year you can move
Mm-hmm.
Guyton over if he's not showing progress at left tackle. I think they're
Mm-hmm.
going to move him over next year.
So
Now, if they
keep
get if they
guiding
get
that
a
left tackle.
I think that's what they're going to do.
Oh my gosh, Dak
I'm
Prescott,
I'm
see you
not
later,
going
fella.
I'm not going off of what I think
Okay,
should happen. I'm going off what I think the Cowboys will do.
okay.
And what I think the Cowboys will do is keep Guyton at left tackle, keep Steele because of the contract, and then they're gonna move BB to right guard, Hoffman to center, keep Tyler at left guard, and Guyton at left tackle. And then if they can get rid of Steele next year, and
Uh,
Guyton is still struggling at left tackle, then you move him over to right guard and you draft your left tackle.
you think you can trade Steele up out of there?
I, I don't know. It's all about what value you can get.
Hmm.
You just trading somebody for the sake of trading people, that don't work. You need to be getting some type of significant compensation for
Mm,
them. And I don't think that you can get a lot for.
mm. They
I
can
don't. I
trade
just
guy this year in the draft, can't they? Maybe and pick up and get the fourth pick there.
I ain't gonna. Not after what he's put on tape.
Mm.
The teams don't move on from their first round draft picks that early. That's a sign that you lost confidence in them.
I meant to say not Guyton, but
Still,
still.
yeah, that's not a big enough player to jump you from 12 to 1 or
Mm,
anywhere up in that top five.
mm.
Terrence still probably gets you a fifth,
Right.
maybe a low fourth.
Mm.
Hey,
That'll be fine. That's what they need, right? They don't got no fourth round pick.
yeah, but at the same time, you got to be able to put talent in that's going to replace him. That's not going to be
Right.
worse.
Hmm.
If you trade Steele, okay, all for it. Let's do it. But then now who comes in and plays right tackle? Okay, you moving Guyton over. Okay, now who plays left tackle?
Right.
Asim Richards? I don't know if
Mm.
that's the answer.
Right.
So you gotta. It's just like all the Cowboy fans that every single time somebody becomes a free agent, they want to jump on it. Hey, let's get them. You can't have everybody. You can't have everything. There's got to be
Wait a minute.
holes somewhere.
Didn't they just bring in another guy to the camp body? Somebody they got from Washington, some offensive lineman?
I think he was. I don't know if he was a tackle though. He might have been a guard.
Mm,
I'm not 100. No, yeah, he was a tackle.
mm, mm, mm.
He was a tackle.
So he gonna play
But
backup because we lost our backup, right?
he might
He
just be the insurance policy for Guyton. Hey, look,
mm,
Guyton is struggling. Let's get this vet in here that can at least get us to the end of the season without our quarterback getting killed.
right.
That's you got to have those type of contingency plans where the backup isn't exactly the long term answer, but if this guy is getting our quarterback killed, can we get somebody in here that can at least keep our
Hmm.
quarterback, upright? He
Right.
might still give up a few sacks, but at least he ain't giving up. He's not a turnstile. It's
Mm.
hard to play left tackle in this league, man. It's hard.
As
You're
Ricky
getting
says,
you're
stands
you're
for
getting
yeah.
you're getting the best pass rushers every single snap, and there are certain pass rushers that you're going to lose to. There's certain pass rushers people are going to struggle. You're going to struggle against the Bosa's. You're going to struggle against Watt. Even the best ones struggle against.
Yeah.
So
I do see them taking the left tackle or wide receivers or running back first round. They got this offensive. They just love these offensive players in the first round. They love them.
yeah, yeah, because it's a big name. They get to come out and sit, and it's not a sexy pick to take an offensive lineman, man, and then sit the next day and do your press conference with an offensive lineman.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Because when you're running that stat of the offensive lineman and he just stonewalls somebody, that's not a sexy highlight versus a
Right.
defensive end that sacking a quarterback or a wide receiver making circus catches or a
Right.
linebacker getting a sack and making crazy tackle. Those things jump off your screen, but an offensive lineman is
Hmm.
stonewalls them.
And that's Philadelphia. They good for picking them good defensive linemen. They picked that whole
Uh,
Georgia
Georgia,
front
yeah,
four. Yeah.
it's Georgia North.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what they did. They went and got all the Georgia picks they could find,
Yeah.
and I don't blame them one bit.
Oh no. And look what got you to the Super
Yep,
Bowl.
yep. But those picks were there for the Cowboys to make.
So who was the dominating? Was it offensive? Was it Ohio State defensive line that was the dominant team this
Oh,
year?
Ohio State got a hell of a now. Michigan defensive line was dominant this year.
Hmm.
That was the strength of the Michigan team was their defensive line.
Right.
They had Ohio State got a hell of a defensive defensive end,
Right.
but as far as defensive line strength, Michigan, I think that was their best feature was their defensive line.
Right.
Ohio State was just all around good. But their strength is their wide receivers and running backs.
Yeah, they did show out in the game against Notre Dame.
But Ohio State's going to be relevant for a very, very, very long time as long as NILs are unregulated the way they are because they have a lot of money and a lot of alumni to help. Like if you're a wide receiver, you want to go to Ohio State because they're going to feature you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And and as a result, if you're a running back, you want to go to Ohio State because people are going to be so worried about the wide receivers, they're not going to stack the box.
Right.
So you get to show out. So
Yeah.
it's a double-edged sword, man. They just had their I forget what it's called. They had their day today where they were showcasing talent or whatever for the upcoming season.
Okay. Oh, the
But
college football. Yeah. Oh, the young guys coming out.
yeah, the
Okay.
spring
Mm-hmm.
showcase or whatever the hell they call it.
Okay. They
They were
happened early this morning. I missed it. Okay.
basically showing the talent for next year.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
all in all, man, I think that Ohio State's gonna be relevant for a while, just like Alabama and Georgia and stuff like that. See, the problem with Alabama is they tried to go, oh, we're not gonna pay players and we don't do
Mm-hmm.
the NIL and all that stuff. Man, you're gonna still be relevant because you're Alabama, but you're gonna slowly fade away.
Mm-hmm.
Just like at one time, everybody wanted to play for Miami.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to play for the U. And then it slowly but surely, that nostalgia wears off and other
Mm-hmm.
teams start to take over. At one
Right.
time, Alabama had three quarterbacks that all got drafted in the league. They were all on the same team.
Yeah.
Just like it happened with Florida when Cam Newton was down in Florida with Tim Tebow and all of them. They had three quarterbacks on the Gators
Yeah.
all at
They
one
had.
time.
Yeah. Oh, they had. Yeah. Cam Newton. Yeah. Yeah.
Cam Newton transferred out of there to go to Auburn because he wasn't gonna get the start.
Right.
And it's kind of hard to argue when what I mean, you have Tim Tebow, one of the greatest college quarterbacks ever. He wasn't an NFL ready quarterback, but as far as college goes, he was one of the best to ever play in college.
Right now, Tim Tebow would be damn near good because of the offenses they running now. They running
Yeah.
that same that Phillies running
Yeah, but the
that
problem
same
with Tim
offense.
Tebow was his Tim Tebow had a 46% accuracy, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Uh,
Try to.
for in the NFL, he had 46% accuracy. That's not good enough.
Yeah,
In
he
a
put it
league
all over.
in a
Yeah.
league in a league where you can't touch the quarterback, they can't touch the wide receiver after 5 yards.
Right.
Yeah, and you only throwing 46%, that's not gonna cut it. Every quarterback needs to be at least 60%.
Right.
And the really good ones are touching 70, 75. So you gotta be able to be consistent in that upper echelon. And that's usually what rookie quarterbacks struggle with is their accuracy. But
Yeah.
as the game slows down and they can read the coverages and see how NFL defense is and catch up to the game speed, the
Yeah.
accuracy is to improve year 2, 3, 4. But the bad ones, it don't. And that's when you fall out of the league. You
Right.
can't be you can't be year 4 or 5 and still 50% accuracy. It- It's not gonna cut it in this league. You
Right.
you need to you need to go somewhere around 15 to 20, 18 to 25 or some shit like that in order to win football games.
Right. So I'm just chiming in, my man. Since we just talking about college football. We just talking about a little bit of everything. Hit the like and subscribe button. And for people out there, Feeding JP / old school, just here, just giving y'all a little insight, getting ready for the draft. And a lot of people will watch it, a lot of people won't, a lot of people gonna be disappointed, a lot of people gonna be happy. But I'm gonna sit back and watch it. I'm gonna see how they play this thing out, and then are they gonna f it up or not? which they normally do, and because we haven't had a player still in this team besides them for the last 5 years that I saw that I think that has stuck around. And we're gonna see how things gonna work out in this year. So, um, do you think this team will be better in 25, Sensor, than 24?
No, no,
Okay,
you're fine, and that's partly the schedule. You're playing two really tough divisions in the
okay,
NFC West and the NFC was it
okay,
North? Yeah,
okay.
and there's just two. That's really tough football, and I think you got to play the AFC West, which
Okay,
has the Chargers,
right.
the um, Chiefs, and the Broncos, all playoff teams.
Huh.
So, I listen.
That would be
Let me pull some shit up for you. I was talking with a corner,
hey, I'm gonna
and
cut you
I
off real quick. I'm gonna cut
go
you
ahead
off.
while I pull this up.
Okay. If Justin Herbert is playing back, if Trey Lance makes it through training camp, everything, where he's still competing, and that would be something if the Chargers or hopefully that Herbert don't get injured, but if Trey Lance is backing him up and and Herbert's not playing well, and we know Jim Harbaugh is a no sense bullshit coach. He don't play around. He put you on the bench ASAP. And he comes and Chargers come to town and play Dallas Cowboys. Trey Lance shows up and then beat the dog shit out the Cowboys. Would that be a slap in the face? Would that be? Would you be happy for Trey, and would it be slap in the face to Jerry for getting rid of him?
Look, I'm happy for Trey if he plays good in this league, just like I'm happy for any player.
Right,
You know, I never root against any player. I root
right,
against teams. Like I
right,
don't like the Eagles, but I
right.
want Jalen Hurts to be successful. I want him to
Yeah,
get paid. As a man, I want him
yeah,
to succeed. I just don't
yeah,
want it to be at the expense of the Cowboy.
yeah,
You know what I mean? There was people that was hurt that DeMarcus Ware got a championship in Denver. I'm like, I'm glad he got a championship.
yeah. And got mad. Yeah,
Yeah.
his
And
his
so
home is always Dallas Cowboys,
and so if
but he
Trey
went to go
Lance,
get a championship. Yeah,
yeah, so if Trey Lance comes in against Dallas due to injury or whatever it may be, and he plays well against Dallas, I'm gonna be happy for him.
right,
I'm not rooting against the man. I don't think that he is the quarterback that people want him to be.
right.
And I'm looking and I tell people I look over his college statistics and his pro statistics. Remember that 50% passer rating?
Yeah.
Trey Lance is Trey Lance is 48.6
Hmm.
in in his professional career. Now that's not a big sample size,
Right,
you know what I mean? But that's his career passing accuracy,
right.
and
Oh, that's a
that's
lot,
how
man.
that's
Hmm.
how I look at it and go, I don't think he might be a good NFL backup. I don't think he's your starting quarterback.
Right. Yeah.
But
And that's fine. We understand that. Yeah.
it just like I just watched Luca
Hmm.
go back to Dallas and drop 45 on their heads after they got rid of Luca. If
Yeah.
Trey Lance came back to Dallas and won a game, I'd be happy for him.
Yeah.
Yo, good job, young buck. I hope you parlay it into an amazing career.
Yeah.
I don't personally see it, but
Yeah.
I'm not I don't know everything.
All depends on which way the Chargers are, their direction is
Yeah,
going.
but
Really.
The Chargers got them a very good quarterback. Now, whether
Yeah.
he ends up not being able to get them over the hump,
Yeah.
Philip Rivers was a very, very good quarterback. He couldn't get him over
Hmm.
the hump. And
Correct.
that's just a challenge that you have when you deal with those type of players that, you
Hmm.
got a good player that can get you, in the middle of the draft every year. So you can't get top level talent. You can't get a like the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott is good enough to make you a middle
That's it.
team, like you're drafting in the teens every year. So
That's it.
you don't get to have an off year where you can get into drafting a high level talent.
Right.
The Cowboys had a chance to get a quarterback the year they drafted Zeke. They could have drafted a quarterback.
Yeah.
They drafted Dak in the fourth round, but they could have took a first round quarterback. That was high enough where they could have traded and moved around and got a quarterback. You know, it'd
Was
have
that
been Carson.
Mahomes?
It would have been Carson. No, it would have been Carson Wentz or um Jared Goff, because those are the two that went first. And then Dak Prescott is the only one on his same team
Mhm.
from that draft, from that 2016 draft.
Right.
But you could have had if you thought that it was time to get you a franchise quarterback, Carson Wentz was sitting there and Jared Goff. Now, if you didn't believe in those two, fine. They took
Yeah.
Zeke. But they could have traded up. I mean, fuck, San Francisco gave up all those picks for Trey Lance. Didn't even
Yeah.
use them.
Yeah.
No. All of those picks is what helped rebuild Denver. I mean, Detroit.
Yeah.
Detroit is who they are right now because of the fuck up that San Francisco was. But
Yeah.
San Francisco got lucky. They was able to get the last guy in the draft. They were able to parlay and get 3, 4 years out of him, real cheap, which helped them compete.
Birdie. We talking about Birdie?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Purdy.
Okay.
But
And what
listen
was
to
it?
this. But
Go
check
ahead.
this
We
stat
ready.
out. I sent
Moving
I
on to
sent it.
this.
I sent this corner.
Okay.
Excluding matchups against the Philadelphia Eagles, where Dak
Okay.
Prescott holds a 9-4 record. Dak Prescott record against other teams above 500 is 13-21 for a .382 average
Right.
against teams that are above 500.
Mm. Okay.
Teams that are above 500, including playoff teams,
Okay.
Dak Prescott is 28-34. So he has a losing record against teams that are above 500 and playoff
Hmm.
teams.
Uh-oh. So what's
People,
your point?
people that he's made his living off of
Mm-hmm.
beating up off a weak ass NFC East
Right.
and beating up on teams like when the Lions sucked
Mm-hmm.
and the Vikings sucked
Yeah.
and the Browns and
Yeah.
Cincinnati Bengals
Mm-hmm.
and the Buffalo Bills when they sucked and the
Yeah.
Miami Dolphins when they sucked. He-
Yeah.
and going in there beating up on the Panthers and
Yeah.
Tampa Bay before Brady and all of these
Yeah.
other teams that just was garbage. Dak
Yeah.
Prescott would go in there and get his money's worth.
Yeah.
But when the bell tolled
Yeah.
and now he's got to do it on his own,
Yep.
he's come up short.
Yeah.
That's the problem that I have with Dak Prescott.
500 teams.
Yep,
Yeah.
consistently 500 teams
Yeah.
over and over and over again.
But good
They
defenses. Yeah.
yep they
Well, he
beat
did have
him.
that one good game against Pittsburgh, and that was with that Des Bryant.
You talking about the one that Zeke won when he
Yeah.
ran up
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ran
Yeah.
up the middle? Yeah, I think that
Yeah.
was rookie year.
Oh yeah. Wow. That was what, damn near what, 9, 10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, that was rookie Zeke.
Yeah. That was it.
Shot up in the middle of cover two, took it all the way to the house.
Yeah. So going forward, do you still see the same problem with Dak Prescott?
Yep, Dak Prescott has hit his ceiling. If anything, you can start to look for regression, not progression.
Right. Wow, that's a big step.
What do you mean?
Regression.
No, that's the nature of the beast. You're 10 years into the game.
Right.
Multiple lower body injuries. That's what you can expect.
Right.
If somebody's surprised by somebody telling them that in year 10, with all of those injuries, that they expect Dak Prescott to regress a little bit,
Right.
then they're not paying attention.
Yeah. So is this what the offseason going to be about?
Yeah, at least until Dak Prescott get out there and start putting film out and show that he can move. They're going to be talking about his injuries and his mobility and what he can and can't do and all of that stuff.
Right.
I mean, but that will be any player. They're going to be talking about that with Deshaun Watson, and they're going to be talking about it with Derek Carr, with him going down. It's just,
So all this, he had a cancer. That's why I want to go back to that video. he had a cancer meeting. Supposedly, I didn't see no kids around the audience. Nobody giving no cancer, no hospital. No, do cancer meetings at the hospital, and I was everything. So he did a cancer meeting. Then his whole interview was about how his progression is, things like that. Then he come back and say that okay, if I had a ball game I could play, I would play. I can come out and play right now this Sunday. So is that just a hype machine, or is it just something to keep the ratings going, to keep have faith in what he said?
You cut out.
No, is it a hype machine to keep you thinking that he's ready to play and ready to go because he had a cancer meeting? Now he's saying he can come out and play football. Um, right now he can play a game as of today, but he still got PT. So does that make any sense to you?
No, no, not at
If you're
all.
doing PT, shouldn't you be done with PT before you go out and play a football game?
Uh, you're always going. Well, I would think at his age, he's always going through physical therapy.
Right,
So um, you're always going. Every player in the league throughout the year, it's going to have some physical therapy. They're going to get bruises, nicks, and things are going to be hurting, and you're going to have stuff sprained and stuff like that. So
right,
part of the training is going to be physical therapy.
right.
So
But as far
I
as him coming out and playing the football as of right now, do you have any trust in that, or just all talk?
yeah, yeah, I think and Savage said he's about to jump on with you too. Um I think that by the time Dak Prescott hit the field, you can expect to see the regular Dak Prescott that we see.
Mm,
I
you think
just
so? Okay.
I don't think the injury was as serious as they tried to put on. I think what
Mm,
happened is he tore his hamstring. I think that's a legit injury. And when they said that he was going to be out multiple weeks because the season was essentially lost at the time,
mm,
some people in the media called him out on it, and so to save face, they had to say it was off the bone.
yeah.
That's basically what they were saying. Hey, your season on the line, and you talking about a small hamstring pull as a quarterback,
Right.
and now you don't want to play. So to save face for Dak Prescott and to protect his brand, they said it was off the bone. That's how I feel. It's probably
Mm,
I don't know. It's probably somewhere right in the middle. But
mm.
anyways, I would rather talk about safeties or kickers before I talk about Dak.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, you can look at and say you can look down the quarterback draft in the quarterbacks in the draft and say, all right, which quarterback can we take in sixth or seventh round?
Right.
You know what I mean? That can back up Milton and Dak Prescott and hopefully
Right.
develop. Because you got Will Greer, which is going to be your third one, but you still need another. You still need another quarterback to get through training camp.
You do. Yes, you do.
So
And, it,
they're
and
going to bring in another quarterback, whether it's through the draft or free agency.
right.
But like I said, there are teams that are looking to draft quarterbacks as backups, and once they get that quarterback, they probably end up releasing the vet.
Yeah.
But
Which would be real Greer, maybe.
they hold on to the vet right now in case somebody snatches the quarterback that they want out of the draft. At least you
Yeah.
got somebody that is capable.
So
You can ignore the top.
undrafted quarterback,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
You might as well go closer to the bottom of the list than the top.
Yeah.
Like Dylan Gabriel, Riley
Yeah.
Leonard, and stuff like that.
Dylan probably be there. That's that problem. We don't have no damn fourth.
Yeah, but he could slip to the fifth.
You think Dylan the fifth? Yeah.
Yeah,
I just like the way the ball comes out of his hand. Is he a better
and then
thrower than Milton?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't follow him enough. I wasn't too impressed with him when he went up against Ohio State. I can tell you that much
Yeah, he didn't look good at all. No.
at all.
The first game was good.
He didn't look good at all. And Ohio State fucked that first game up
Yeah.
earlier in the season. They were young, trying to figure it out, and Oregon did some shit with the rules with the 12 men on the field to run the clock out because they were about to lose that fucking game.
Yeah.
because they were right at the goal line to win that game.
Yeah.
But and that's what pissed Ohio State off, because when you win games like that, when I see you
Yeah.
later on in the season, I'm pissed off. So I'm gonna play you different.
Yeah, they dropped back in zone on that. That's what they did. They dropped back in zone and start picking it off. Yeah. He had a
Yeah,
bad game.
yeah. But if you can't read zone in the NFL, you gonna get beat,
Yeah, definitely.
and you got to be able to read zone coverage. That's what Dak Prescott struggles. Zone coverage.
Yeah, that's
Hold
crazy.
on.
Yeah, this is zone. Yeah. I like Dylan, man. I mean, he all right, but I think it's gonna be him and Milton gonna be battling out. But I think they're gonna draft the quarterback. It may be late fifth. They got to figure out a way to get another quarterback. I don't know, man. I drafted. Don't know if that's gonna work out. But do you trust Milton? That's the problem.
I can't trust nobody who's meant to be a backup quarterback.
Right.
Hey, why would we trust Milton? You shouldn't trust any of these kids.
Right.
I mean, eventually you'll figure. Eventually, we'll have it all figured out, because they will eventually get enough play time, whether it's playoffs or coming in garbage time or due to
Yeah.
injury. They'll
Along with
eventually
Savage.
all.
Let's see what Savage.
Savage is
Savage.
here.
Yeah,
What's up?
Savage. What's
What's
going
up?
on with you?
What's good, brother? How's your day?
Rainy Saturday.
Oh, you
Mm.
up northeast, right?
Yeah, I'm right outside
Yeah.
Manhattan.
Hey, you be kicking yourself, man, if you're looking at the weather. 88 degrees, 16-degree wind. It's a beautiful day in Vegas, man.
I've been to Vegas 4 times. I've already been to Vegas one time. The first time I went, it was so hot. I didn't even want to go to the pool. That's how hot it was. It was the first, and it was like September.
What?
That was,
Yeah. August,
it was.
September is ridiculous.
Then all the other times been like July, August, all the other times. But the
Those are
first
hot
time was
too,
the
man.
worst.
Yo,
Yeah, no, they were.
the very first time I came to Vegas, man, I came on vacation in the spring of '04, right before I
Okay.
started college. And I got
Okay.
out of the car, man, and I sweat, and it dried up so fast, man. My whole face was white.
Oh wow.
Bro, I sweat in February, man. I sweat regardless year round.
Yeah.
Yo, and every time I went, like, yo, you put a nice shirt on for the club, get into by the time you're walking into the club, you're drenched already. It's like
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah, we don't even go outside until the sun go down, man.
yeah, it's brutal. I would but I don't you were probably getting there right when rehab was getting that club was when it was
Yeah,
like,
they had the reality TV show going on.
yo, I was there in '04 when it like first opened up. Like, and it
Yeah.
wasn't that big yet. Ah,
Yeah, they're renovating it now. It was Wet Republic, and now they're renovating it. But I mean, there's so many clubs. They got the Live Day Pool. I think Marquee shut down. They got Tile Beach, which is small, but
yeah.
that's one of the most popular ones. Man, they used to have the topless pools where
Yes. Well,
all
the
the
one
women walk around
hotel,
topless.
the last hotel we went to, I think it was Mandalay Bay, had a topless section.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Mandalay Bay still might have theirs. I'm not sure.
It
Have you
was,
been there, Sensor?
Yeah. I've been to all of them, man.
Oh wow.
yeah, but
I,
honestly,
I
you
go
can
I
go
go
to
with my
just,
I go with my wife.
you know what, you can
Oh,
just go to
that's
South
cool.
Beach. If you go to the hotels in South Beach, like the really nice
Yeah,
ones, all you see is topless women at the
Yeah,
beach, at the
yeah.
pool.
There's a whole section in Vegas they call Naked City because that's where all the strippers lay out with no clothes on and tan because they don't want tan lines.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
And it's down by the stratosphere. That whole area is called Naked City.
Now the stratosphere, that's that big thing, that new thing, right? What do people like have clubs in there and stuff like that?
No,
Or
Stratosphere is the big Space Needle type one. That's been there forever.
I was thinking of that big round ball thing you see on
Oh, that's
YouTube.
the Sphere.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's just dope. But it's one of those nostalgia things where everybody wanted to go when it first opened, and now it's just like whatever.
Really? So it's
Yeah,
dying out.
yeah. But I mean, every time there's a sporting event or something going on, they throw up crazy graphics and interactions. Like during the draft,
Yeah.
they're gonna turn it to every team's helmet. So
Okay.
as they're drafting, it'll look like the Dallas Cowboys helmet, the Ravens helmet, or whatever.
Let me ask you a question since you live there. I've been reading that the
Yeah, Echo.
Nah, you good.
that the real estate prices are tanking out there in Vegas. Is that true?
That's not true. I wish because I want to get I want to get some rental properties. I've been waiting for the market to correct, but interest rates are high and housing values are high, and
Really?
you're never supposed to buy when both of them are high. Either you buy high with low interest rates, or you buy low with high interest rates, and you refi later on to drop your interest rate.
Yeah.
But
Real estate's all about timing, man. Just like you said, it's
it
time.
is, it is. I keep an eye on it because I want to get some condos so I can rent them out because it's all about passive income.
Yeah.
You know, and I try to. What I want to do. I was talking to my brothers. I want to get all three of us to put our income together and start a real estate company and buy a property because all of us got our own shit going on, so we don't need to pull money out of it. So buy a condo, rent it out, take that money, buy another condo, and then take the money from the two, buy a third condo. Because I was talking to this Mormon dude out here, and he owns a whole bunch of them. And what they do is they buy let's just I'm gonna use simple numbers. This isn't the actual numbers, but you buy a house for $100,000, right? And you
Yeah.
rent it out for $1,000, and then you buy the one down the street for 110. That makes both houses
Worth
roughly
one.
about 110.
Yeah.
Now that new house you rent out at 1,050. Now, when the person moves out of the other house, you can now get $1,100 for it, and
Yeah.
you keep buying houses in the same area, and you can slowly raise the property value in that area. And when you raise the property values in that area, there's certain companies like Panera Bread and stuff like that that come and look for certain property values because when certain property values come, certain income comes along with that. And Panera being more expensive than McDonald's and Burger King, they need to be in areas where people make enough money to support that business. So they'll come in and they'll build instead of a McDonald's, and then you bring up the level of renters in that neighborhood slowly by continuing to buy in that same neighborhood.
You couldn't pay me to go to Panera Bread. You're gonna for a fucking bowl of soup and a half a sandwich? Like, are you out of here?
You don't
Like,
like
And,
Panera?
and you know how
for
much
a
you gonna
bowl,
spend twenty
you're
five
gonna spend
dollars.
$25 for a bowl of soup and a
And,
half a sandwich.
but
I
that's why you're never gonna find a Panera Bread on Martin Luther King Boulevard because
Right.
when the areas that have Martin Luther King Boulevard, the income is lower.
Of
So
course.
they're gonna build in areas where there's gonna be a Starbucks in that area right next to Panera Bread because those are the type of people that wake up in the morning on their way to work and wanna grab a mocha latte something grande. You know what I mean?
I live like 4 blocks from a Starbucks. Never been in there once. I
Yeah,
don't like their coffee. I don't.
yeah.
It's not.
I don't drink coffee at all, but
What?
what?
You don't like
But what?
Starbucks?
Nah, I'm more of a Dunkin' Donuts kind of guy. Or
Yeah,
even 7
but
Eleven, to be
but
honest. I'm not a big coffee drinker.
yeah,
7-Eleven, that coffee will mess your gut up.
my one advice is if you ever start to buy houses, just stick in the same neighborhood. That way you can slowly bring up your own housing prices and your own value. If you buy one on the west side, one on the east side, one on the south side, one on the north side, yeah, you might be able to hit different demographics because of the different sides of town. However, you are at the mercy of the other people in that market on what value you can get out of it. When you own, like this guy owned 20 houses in the same neighborhood, he's like, I can basically set the price. If I don't like the level of clientele that I'm written out to, I can slowly, over the course of the next year, when the leases come up, increase the rent on all the leases and change the type of clientele that he's getting.
So
Yeah.
flip houses, flip the house then.
Well, and I got my wife has a friend, her husband, he does nothing but Section 8 houses. And I was like, why would you do Section 8 houses? And he's like, guaranteed checks every single month.
The 001 hours on the first, that check is in your account.
Every single month.
You just got to
Yeah.
make sure everything's up to code, but
Yep.
you also got to make sure what they do with that is like, let's say you want 1,500 for the apartment, and the Section 8 is for 1,000. All right, you give me the 1,000, and you give me 500 cash. You know what I'm trying to say? But you
Yep.
got to make sure everything is up to code because
Yeah, but what
Yeah,
I
that
found
makes
out
sense.
is that their standard for code is way less than people that pay rent. So the standard that the government sets for Section 8 is bare minimum.
yeah,
But people that's paying rent, they want up-to-date appliances and stuff like that. They want newer technology in their houses when they're paying for rent. With Section 8, you can have a 1996 washer and dryer. Section 8 just says you have to have a washer and dryer.
really.
But
Yeah.
in a new house, you're gonna want, a nice one with a dryer that might have a steam, depending on how much you're paying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out here, man, they got smart homes where when you rent the house, it already has a Ring doorbell camera and cameras in the house, and you go in and you log in and create the username and password for yourself and get access to the cameras. And when you leave, you have to reset the whole system so that they can give it to the next person.
So if there's a power outage, how do you get into your house?
You still got keys.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you still got keys. But most of the door locks and stuff run off a battery anyway.
Right. Listen, my next move is a house with 100 acres in the woods. That's my
Man, I
next
wish.
thing.
That's my retirement goals, man.
I was looking. I even hired an attorney. I was looking in Virginia. I was even looking in West Virginia, if you can believe that. Yo, I never seen such ugly women in my entire life, bro. But
But West Virginia?
yes, Virginia, I swear to you. I'm sure there's good-looking women there. I just never saw one.
There are some beautiful women in West Virginia, man.
Like I said, I must have not. I just didn't see any. And long story short, I could not find one house with acreage where they would transfer the mineral and gas rights. So I'm like, what do you think? I'm fucking stupid? You want to kick my wife and kick my dog too? You think I'm going to buy the house, pay the mortgage, and you're going to, let's just say there's oil, the fracking, because that's what all they do in West Virginia. You're going to come on my land and start drilling and make $25,000 a month or $50,000 a year. You're out of your mind. But they get these stupid idiots from the city that
Yeah.
don't know nothing about that. Yo, they'll even try to, if you don't know what you're doing, they'll even try to sell you a house with 100 acres where you don't even get the timber rights. So
Yeah.
they'll come on your house, they'll come on your land in 2 years, and they'll log you, and you're like, "What are you doing?" Well, you agreed to this. The timber.
It's the
That's
same.
because
It's
they
the
don't
same
read.
thing. It's the same thing. No, they just don't. It's not even about reading. They're not going to ever disclose that to you. You have to know that. It's like the same thing with water
That's
rights.
what
If
I
you
just
got a
said.
well, on property, you have to do your own due diligence and get the property inspected right to make sure that there's no well and stuff on the property, because your real estate agent is not going to tell you that. They're not.
Oh yeah.
No.
And then finally, like they had this one attorney. He's like, "Listen, bro." He's like, "You're not gonna find anywhere in West Virginia that's gonna trend. They're gonna. Everyone's like they say, oh, the mineral rights have been sold 50 years ago. I'm like, yeah, that's really not my problem. You know what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say? Or like they want to
Find out who owns them and put it in.
They want to, or they'll want to log the land. They already logged it, and then they want to. I go, yeah, no problem. It's worth $50 an acre to me. the fuck out of here, bro. Like it's so. I'm like, yo, I just stopped looking there. So I've been looking. I've even looked in Kentucky. I looked in Ohio. Like I'm a hunter, bro. So I'm into deer.
Well,
You
that
know,
was what I was going to ask you. Are you looking for farmable land, hunting land, or just land in general? Because like
farmable.
you can get a lot of land in Nevada, but you can't do nothing with it.
Yeah, but it's all desert. Like you
Yeah,
know what I'm
that's what I'm
trying to
saying.
say.
There's no
Nothing
value
nice.
to it outside of.
You want to hear the crazy part? You go to the bread belt, like Iowa,
Yeah.
Kansas, the Midwest. The land out there is so expensive. The farming land is so expensive.
Right.
People are leaving and going to New York State, Pennsylvania, because let's say an acre out there in let's say Iowa, Illinois is going for 4 or 5 grand. The
Yeah.
Chinese are coming in and paying 20 grand. So
Yeah.
Yep.
how
They
can you
taking over
compete
the
with
market.
that?
Yeah.
So people are going to New York State. I was talking to this lady in New York State. She had a farm and then she had another 100 acres she wanted to sell. And I'm like, "What's your story?" She's like, "Oh, I was from out west and I came here." And I'm like, "That doesn't make sense. Why do you leave the bread belt to come here to farm?" She's like, "You can't keep up. The prices are just outrageous.
Yeah.
They're buying everything, you know. Plus, like Kentucky has humongous deer. It's just like listen, I would I would put food plots on the property anyway. So, but
Right.
farmable land is worth more money than
Well,
just wood.
and you got these big commercial farm companies coming in buying up all these small farms too.
Right.
It's nasty.
What,
They're taking
We
advantage of them because they know they hurt you, and they offering them and buying them out.
what they've done a lot here on the East Coast is bought farms and they made them solar, like all solar panels. The entire, if that makes any sense, I don't know, man.
well, that's where they're headed now.
That's I don't know, man.
That's the
Everyone's
way it
getting their
is.
Teslas blown up and keyed. I don't know. I don't know which way.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know
strange.
which
Yeah.
way. You got your cowboy hat on today, OG.
Yeah. Yeah. Got that on. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. So
Yo,
so so what so what are we looking forward to in the draft? What we me and Fence since we talking about the draft and what we can do to build around this team since Dak is we don't have no trust in Dak no more. So what are we looking for in the draft? So what is our next plans?
I think I mean, in my opinion, at 12, you have to go best player available. But I'm still going to go back to best player available in the trenches. It has to be best defensive end, best D tackle, or if there's a quality left tackle on the board at 12. It's getting hot and heavy. People are dropping, people are rising. We still got like 2 more weeks, but I could definitely see Dallas fucking this up. You know what I'm trying to say? I,
That's my number one line.
yeah, I can see like and yo, crazy. Before I jumped on here, man, they showed
Yeah.
1996 Dallas when we lost in the first round of the playoffs
Mm,
to the Carolina Panthers. I was like, yeah, I remember that game.
right.
Uh, my fear, Dallas is going to take a corner with the 12th pick, man.
Wow.
Philly's already talking. Philadelphia at 32 has
Wow.
already they're already looking to move up for a
What
defensive lineman.
where you hear that from?
Got my sources I can't
Okay.
reveal.
All right. All right. They looking to trade up. Okay then.
They made it's public. It's out there already.
Mm,
The guy Harry Roseman, or whatever the douchebag's name is, he's already
yeah.
saying it.
Oh wow. That's crazy.
Well,
Howie,
think
you like to
about it,
talk.
OG.
Yeah.
Let's say Philadelphia has 8 picks.
Yeah.
You see 8 people, eight. You see 8 rookies coming and starting on this team. That's a win now team. They lost Montez Sweat. Brandon Graham retired. Then the other defensive tackle that we were talking about a few weeks ago, they
They
lost him to
lost their
free agency.
cornerback.
They traded a corner. They traded him. But last year they drafted a million corners. Last
Right.
Yeah,
year.
they lost Slay, right?
they
Yeah.
I know they traded one,
Yeah, I
but
think Slay is gone too.
they're loaded with draft picks. But and let's see, 2026 draft, they're even loaded with more draft picks to move up.
Hmm.
I've heard Dallas might be looking to move back, but how far back? I mean, how far?
That's good. That's good, right?
It's good if you get the compensation you want. And,
Right.
but then what are you going to do if someone jumps in front of you for your player? Because Dallas, we make our needs known. So everyone knows our needs going to the draft.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
They talk too much, right?
I think it's just on purpose, though, to be in the media.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I don't even know anymore, man. This kid, he's a local kid, this kid right here. He's from Connecticut, but I watched him his freshman year in high school, and then he went to Florida. This kid right here,
Yeah.
went to IMG. He started out playing football in Jersey his freshman year. Then he transferred to IMG. The kid, yo, no joke, he was that big his freshman year in high school. This kid,
Damn. Oh,
his
52. Damn.
his knock on him is they tried him at one game at left tackle, and he was like a turnstile. The knock on him is his pass blocking.
Right.
He's not the best pass blocker. He gets his hands on you in the run game.
Yeah.
It's over. But
Lights out.
his feet ain't that. I don't listen. I'm not that high on him. I'm just not. And honestly, he's probably like the only guard I think you're going to see going round one.
Right.
To be honest with you, and it's going to be a
Well,
late round one.
you said they don't draft the cornerback first round. What makes you say that?
No, I said I think Dallas will.
Yeah, but why?
Well, Diggs is always hurt. And
Right.
this is Deron Bland's last year. So what are we going to do?
Right.
We're not going to we ain't re-signing Bland and having Diggs on the team.
I
Right.
don't see that happening.
So the number one corner, if the number one corner, the kid Johnson for Michigan is on the board at 12.
The only pushback I got for you, Savage, is you're thinking about it logically, and the Cowboys do not do logic.
Right.
64. Yeah.
You're looking at the future and making sure that there's no gaps next year, and you can take advantage of the talent that's available this year.
Yeah.
Cowboys don't do it.
This kid's really underrated. I got him as a guard. He's an interior. You can
Okay.
He's played a lot of tackle, but
Oh, geez. You got
he's a
yeah.
guard in my book.
Oh, they got him at tackle. Okay.
But he's played both in college, Arizona State. He's played tackle. He's played right tackle, left tackle, and guard. But I'd put him. He's guard. He's just a big ass smaller.
I got them going left tackle first round on wide receiver. I was telling since because they still got to protect Dak Prescott. You know, I call him Bump Scott, but I just got to get over still the damn quarterback.
No.
They have no trust in Geithner on the left side, so I just see him taking it.
We don't have trust with anybody on the left side. I mean, I try not to even look at these other channels because I'm just they all 99% of these Dallas channels, all they do is focus on Gentry. There was one wide receiver from Arizona State,
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
what I'm
it.
saying. Yeah.
And
That's it. Yeah.
and they all love Dak. They all want Dak to win us championships, and who does it? We all want the championships. But I'm like, don't you want to keep Dak upright?
Yeah.
I mean, like, so
The first step to Dak Prescott's success is to have his feet on the ground.
Right.
it's just so yeah. This you could probably get this kid round two easily.
Round two.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a round two kind of guy, and especially we pick early in round two.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if you're Dallas and you want to move back like 4 slots,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with that. But you see, it burned us last year because we moved back like 4 or 5 picks. I think we moved back 5 picks last year. and
we
Tyler
if
Guyton was number 5 on our list. There was 4 other guys we wanted, and they all went. So that's you rolling the dice when you do that. This kid is pretty good. He has guard and left tackle flex because Ohio State lost their tackle during the season with a knee injury, so he slid out the left tackle. So he's valuable there, but he's a guard, Donovan Jackson.
if they don't trade back in the first round, it's because they want to go to lunch in the fourth and they're gonna get lazy. That's the
Or
only
they
way I
don't
can
have a
see it.
trade partner. You got to have a partner.
Yeah, it needs
Yeah.
2 to tango.
Yeah,
But you see, the
they
problem
could
is,
They could find somebody.
yeah, but what are you going to do if
Yeah, but
that
you want
person's?
to, yeah, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, what if I'm the same thing. What if what if the person that want to trade with you is in the 20s? You're not going to make that
Exactly.
trade.
Well, they'll be like, yeah, move back 4 slots. I'll give you my 6th round pick. Like, who the hell? That doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta have a trade that's worth it. Like I
And
don't like Savage says, if they got 5 people on the board that they're okay with, and they got a trade that moves them back 4 spots, they're guaranteed to have one of those 5 available. So they make the trade.
yeah,
Right.
But you can't trade back to 15 or whatever and be stuck.
I'm going to be honest with you. I originally had 12. I legit have like 10, 11 guys. Like, it keeps going back and forth. 10 to 12 guys with a first round grade. That's it. It is a very below average draft. It really is. Really,
What?
really. It's a below average draft.
Okay.
I mean,
Why you say that?
defensive line is strong. Defensive tackle is strong. Edge is strong. Tight end is strong. Running back is super strong. Quarterbacks is horrendous. Wide receivers, maybe after 10, falls off a cliff. Tight end is above average tight end. Linebacker, very average. Cornerback class, brutal. I think it's a cornerback class. There's guys that do have some issues,
I
but
like this cornerback class.
okay, go to the cornerback. Let's start at the
They
top.
got some talent
Let's
there.
start at the
If
top.
Travis is there, do we grab him?
Travis is going to go number 1 or number 2. That's like fucking Nicki Minaj walking through my
That's
door.
that's a waste of time to even talk about.
Don't even,
So
don't
wait a
even-
minute. Travis is going to go to Cleveland Browns or Tennessee?
Well,
whoever
one of 'em.
he's going to go number 1. Go to QBs. You're not on.
Hold on, wait.
I told you he's gonna go number 1.
Wait.
They got Will
I'm
Levis.
tripping.
I think if you got Will Levis, you
Oh,
make
he's gonna
the
go to the
jump.
Patriots. Why do the Patriots need offensive line help? So why would they go to Travis?
Because there's no offensive lineman worth the 4th pick in the draft. You also have like that kid Meebo from Missouri. I'm not a fan of him. He's a guard.
Uh-huh.
You don't take a guard unless he's Larry Allen at number 7. Jets need a tight end. That's probably Tyler Warren. But go back to the corners. Go to corners because you said you like the corner class, and automatically take out Travis Hunter. All right, Travis. Wait, keep going up, going up, going up. All right, Travis Hunter. Wait, go up.
They got Will.
Okay, we got him. He is very good. He's 6'2", 200 pounds, coming off an injury. All right.
Well, how bad is the injury?
I'm not a doctor. I don't know.
Oh, you don't.
He is my number 1 corner because to me, in my opinion, I think Travis Hunter is a wide receiver in the NFL. That's just my opinion. I don't see him, and he's not going to go both ways. Because if you think a team is going to pay him to go both ways, no.
Nope.
So he's a wide receiver. So the kid Barron, he's solid. He's solid. Hairston, allegedly, and I don't know who the hell is talking to these kids, man, giving them
I like
information.
Barron. He got that. He got
but the
that
kid-
hitting ability to cover.
But Hairston, Maxwell Hairston from Kentucky, he has an SA case allegedly hanging over his head since high school. So I
Are they
don't
waiting for him to
know.
cash out?
Yeah, but you probably I don't know who's giving these kids this advice, but this could have been taken like it could have been taken care of a
Yep.
long time ago. You know, he has nice size. Last 2 years, he's taken back. It's not
Yeah.
but it's SA, and he has a burglary to a residence
What's your name
allegedly.
pop back in?
No, no,
Hold
no.
on.
That's a different guy. That's the guy that got the
Oh, champ.
domestic
No,
violence strangle
no,
and a burglary.
no. This kid too
Oh
from
my
high
Champ
school.
God,
popping on
man.
in there. What's up, champ?
What's up, champ?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing, man?
What's up?
You
And
mean to
then
tell me there's two
okay,
of them with first degree burglaries?
yes. Then the next kid,
Oh,
Sharon Ravel, he's very good. He blew his
oh,
knee out in October. I'm not taking you in the first round. I'm sorry. To be a first round draft pick, you have to be a step in and starter from day one.
Talking about him?
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. He blew his knee out in October. Nice,
Is he
really good size.
is
The
he
kid from
back?
Kentucky. What happened to the last corner we took from Kentucky with off the field issues?
Uh,
But how did he work out? But this kid Shannon Ravel blew his knee out like in October. My opinion, a knee injury, they're all 2 years. What does Dallas do? Dallas always drafts hurt people and then they rush them back. So
They sure do.
I want no part of him because of the injury. But
Okay,
he,
yeah, we are injury prone, yeah.
but
What about if he was like if he dropped down to the fifth round?
yeah, then yeah. The kid Amos is really good too
I
out of
like
Ole
Thomas
Miss.
though. He got some skills though. I
He,
had his
he
film up too.
the bitch on him though, it's not really it's people just nitpick. He ran a slow 40. He has great size. He has good
Okay,
size. He does take bad angles, but he ran like almost like a
okay,
4.7. You know what I'm trying to say? So, but
yeah.
it's the safety class is much stronger.
That's
But
what I was. Yeah, safety. Yeah,
it's just, but
oh, I
I
like that hit.
can't,
You see that hit? Now, that's
I
what I'm talking
can't.
about right there.
I mean, last year I said Dallas is going into the
I
season
said,
with
bam! Look at that hit. Now
with
that's what
one
we
of
need.
the
We need that
worst running
physicality
back
right there.
rooms. Now I think, like, how do we not have like one of the worst safety rooms in the NFL? Like us,
Right.
I'm shocked Donovan Wilson and Hooker are still even on this team. To be honest with you,
Right.
so,
Hooker's contract is keeping him here.
why they paid him too? Well, they paid him too much, I assume.
Yeah, yep. I think he's the fifth highest paid player on the
Oh,
team.
Damn.
jeez.
I don't have it in front of me right now, but I think that's what it was.
Wow, that's horrendous.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
So I
They're giving
mean,
away too much
It's
money
it's
to
just bad
less
contracts.
talent.
I keep telling
Yeah.
people keep saying, Cowboys don't want to spend money. I'm like, they spend the money. They just spend it on bad players.
Bad players, man. I mean, that's the problem. They spend it on the wrong players too,
On the wrong players.
and then
I
they
told
overpay.
I
Right.
told Savage this about a month ago when we were talking about salary cap. And I'm like, they spend the money because at the time we were talking, they were 5 million over before restructuring Dak Prescott contract and
Yeah.
CD Lamb. I'm like, they just
Right.
spend it on the wrong players.
but uncensored. Let me ask you a question. Do you think like Dallas does the wrong contracts, especially with our own players, on purpose? Because how is it Jimmy's a billionaire with every single thing he touches turns to gold, but he makes horrendous football decisions?
They overvalue. It's just like, for instance, you got kids, right?
Yeah, of course.
Everybody always thinks their kids are the best in the world. And
Right.
that's how Jerry looks at his draft picks. He looks
Right.
at his draft picks as these are the best players. And so he overpays them. There's no
Right.
justification. You cannot, outside of Cowboy Corner and Sports Junkie, nobody can tell me that Osa is worth $20 million a year.
He's not.
Right.
He's not.
Exactly.
I wouldn't pay him five. I wouldn't.
Exactly.
I could
But
get a kid this year.
The Cowboys have overvalued him to the point where they believe he's worth it.
Right.
Cause you know what?
And they do it
You
with
don't pay
all their
nobody
players.
who average 4.5 sacks a year.
Tank
If
Lawrence.
even that.
But I keep
Yeah.
telling people that's not his job. His job is to stop the run. Everybody's talking about sacks because that is the verified statistic. But your job is to stop the run. How is Osa stopping the run?
He's not.
He's not. He doesn't.
And at
Exactly.
280 up the
Nah.
middle,
Yeah, he's not big.
man,
Wait a
he
minute.
getting pushed back
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
every
Hold on. So
time.
everybody, slow your roll. Slow your roll. So we not giving Osa no credit for nothing. Gotta give him some credit for something, can't we?
He got paid.
But you want to give him credit for it. You tell me what he should get credit for.
Well, y'all act like the Osa this big old shit time player. Well, I've seen flashes here and there sometimes.
Okay,
Gotta
You
give
don't
him
pay
some
OG.
credit, don't we?
you don't play flashes for $20 million.
OG, do you think any other team in the NFL, 31 other teams, do you think any one of those teams was going to pay him $20 million a year?
I don't know.
I'd bet money no. No,
I
nobody.
know for a fact, no.
I
Even
would
Cowboy
say
Corner said the same thing. Like if he went to a different team, they wouldn't have paid him that much.
I would say
Cowboy,
go out, see what you can get. Maybe I'll match it, maybe I won't.
Oh, so do we build around Osa and do we build around Mozzie?
They
neither
both
one.
Neither one.
neither. They're both horrible.
Right.
Listen, to me, this is Mozzie's make or break year, man. If
Yep.
he's if he's horrendous again this year, you
You
know,
move on.
Hey, OG,
Yeah.
pull up some defensive tackles.
Okay. Now, do we go first round? I gotta go offensive tackle, but do we go D line first round again, or do we play?
the only
around?
person that'll be off the board is three. Three will be off the board when we pick. Everybody else would be
He's
there.
not that good.
You say OG, he's been their best defensive tackle for the last 3 years. When he was a true freshman and Mozzie was a senior, he was better than Mozzie as a true freshman.
Do you like this guy, Champ?
How could you not? I'll shut up.
Man, look at him, man. He's fighting the trash. He getting to the ball carriers. I mean, look at him. Look at that. Look at his motor, man. He's low to the ground. Look at this.
It's like a fire hydrant.
Two people. Yeah, that spin move.
Okay. Oh, you like that?
State
Look at that pressure.
champion wrestler.
Yeah, and look at that. Stopping the run.
Okay.
That was something Osa do not do on a
the
consistent
job
basis.
of a defense. I don't give a fuck about these fancy titles that they give
Bro.
them 1 text, 2 text, 10 text, 5 text, 0 text.
Exactly. And
And
he's played
when you are inside the defensive line, your job is to stop the run.
and he's played 3, he's played 1, he's played 5. He's played everything along the line.
Okay.
That is the job of a defensive tackle. Stop the fucking run.
Look, he's standing up from that position.
Okay.
Rushing.
Man.
Everything else is if you can get a defensive tackle that can stop the run and rush the passer like Aaron Donald did, then you got a star.
Yeah, you got your star right there.
But
So what is it?
but bread
Defensive end or
and butter.
defensive tackle?
No, he's a tackle. He's a defensive tackle, but he's a defensive tackle with the flexibility to like mess with the offense. You could throw him to 5 tech at a couple plays a game. I don't listen. I watched every single game.
Is he too small?
He's 6'3", 330.
This
He
guy's
would be
230.
Dallas's biggest offense. He would be Dallas's biggest defensive lineman.
No, he's 290.
No, he's not, bro. OG.
Yeah, you can't believe all that
You
stuff.
can't. Yo,
Well,
they
I'm
have.
looking at what I see here on paper.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Yo, the kid's 330, man.
Yeah, they overinflate these players to make them look bigger and sound better, man. They not that big. They do that
So
shit
first
all the
round-
time.
He
I'm
is.
Go ahead, Savage.
Nah, he's explosive. He's everything that Mozzie isn't. He's explosive. He doesn't play with the blockers. He looks to get upfield or move laterally, where Mozzie just basically gets out of his stance and stands right up.
And Mozzie get pushed too.
This kid collapses the pocket. You put that kid with a next to a monster D tackle also inside, he'll be gone in the first 5 picks. He'll
Yep.
be gone.
Yep, it's
He-
waste of time.
Waste of time. He'll be gone Because I'm like
Go to-
3 years ago, everyone's blowing up Mozzie. Yet I'm watching Michigan, and I see this kid keep standing out. I'm like, who is this kid? And then I look him up. He's like, oh shit, he's a freshman, man. I've watched him for the last 3 years, man. And
But see, you can
But
get
then,
players
hold on.
like that make Mozzie look better than what he was.
Hold on, hold
Yeah.
on. We can't talk over each other, but I just want to say real quick. Let me talk over you. Another Michigan player.
would you take Aiden Hutchinson?
I don't know.
He was from Michigan.
The guy
Yeah.
that he,
Oh,
I
from,
would.
Aiden
oh,
Hutchinson.
from Detroit.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
He's the beast.
I
Yeah,
would.
yeah. He took
How
over Dallas
about
game. Yeah.
Rashawn Gary for the Packers? Another
Yeah.
defensive gun. What about him?
I'd take Jordan Lewis again.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would too.
Okay.
we can't blame these kids. We have to blame the scouting
The scouts.
department.
Yep.
Right.
It's
Oh, look at
it's the
Brown,
scouts. I mean,
I mean, I was the same way. Like No More Michigan. Then I went up and looked up that kid's play, man, and it's worth it.
bro, he has a non-stop motor. It's just
Uh-huh.
you're gonna get a Tasmanian devil in the middle. He's not gonna get. He won't be. He ain't getting out of the top 5. He's not. I don't see it. I don't see it.
But he's getting double. He's getting whooped right here in the Ohio State game.
Where is he getting whooped? Show me.
Right here.
Show me.
Ohio State couldn't run on them. Man. I
Right
don't know what
here.
you're talking about. Ohio State struggled that
He
entire
right
game.
here, but what number 70 is. He's getting
You don't win.
whooped.
You don't win every snap, man.
That's not
Coming
him.
in with a stunt move. And there I don't see nothing. 77 got a manhandle. He's
70.
manhandle.
You don't win every snap, man.
He's getting manhandled.
That's not him right there. That's not him.
He's not
That's
doing nothing. against
that's not
55.
him. That's person 79.
Here's 55 right here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, here he is coming down with the run. They run to his side. He's running
Okay.
to his side, but he don't got no. See, he's nowhere found. Look,
He got 2
You got
men on
double-
him.
He got
got-
2 people on him, OG.
He double
did his
teamed and he
job.
stood up to double team. What are you kidding
He
me?
did his job.
I don't
It's to
know,
take on
fellas.
the double,
I don't
take
know.
on the double team so that the other players can get to the ball.
See
Yeah.
now, you back played that. You're looking at the wrong guy, OG.
I know, but I'm looking. I'm still looking at him on the line. I don't see anything there.
Yo, you tripping, bro.
I'm telling you what the film is showing.
If Marty Smith ate a double team like that every single play,
Wait a minute.
we'd
here
have
he is
number
here.
one. We had a number 1 rush
Here,
defense.
here he is. Here he is right here. Here he is right here. Hold on, wait. Here he is right here, down here at the bottom, on my left, on your right side. See, against 67.
And 75.
Okay,
No,
let the
75
play-
already.
let the play keep going.
75.
Let
See,
the play keep going.
there you go. It's 67.
And he just threw him
Okay.
off.
Yeah.
He just threw him off of him. He threw 67 right off of him. Look at it.
No, I don't
That's
know.
a win.
I don't know, y'all.
And the play went to the other side of the field.
That's a win.
I don't know. Here we go right here. I did see some play right here. Look at this. He's getting pumped by it. Here he is right here, though. Look.
That's
Off
not
the edge
him.
on my left, your right. Here he
Okay,
is,
all right.
right here, taking on the tackle.
He's setting the
Right there.
edge. Set the edge.
Shit.
Yo, that's a 0 tech playing 5 tech. For a
And he's
snap.
setting the edge. Every
If that
snap's
was-
not the same.
He's a 0 tech. He's a 1 tech, and he played 5 tech.
I don't know. Here he is again. Look,
If
here he is
DeMarcus,
again.
if DeMarcus Lawrence made that
Here-
play,
but
Dallas fans would
film
be
don't
saying,
lie.
give him $200 million.
55 against 77. Here he is here, coming to the left.
Okay.
Here he
Alright.
coming down. My left, on
He's
my
in
left side. on
He's
your
in that
right.
B gap though.
He's in the
Yeah.
3-tech.
What is he? So,
Yeah.
is he is he a D tackle?
He's in 3-tech right now. Pass
Yeah.
rush.
Here he
Come
is.
play it.
against- Here he is. Well, what as a whole, but
Our boy,
That's a- yeah.
Holt grabbing him.
That's a hold.
That's a big time hold.
there's another. He got pucked. See there?
See what he held him.
See,
I
now,
did
okay.
see that one.
You-
I did.
now do me
I
a
did
favor.
like that. They switched him over there.
Yeah,
I did like that move. There you go.
yeah, he puts the old lineman on his
Okay,
ass.
I did.
in stacks.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
that move. That was a good move. There came
Yeah,
whenever rep. That's true.
OG. Players do not
I'm
win
just
every single rep. That's not how football is played.
I don't know. I just wouldn't go first round with him. I go
You
third.
can find every single lineman and every single pass rusher is going to have a play where they get stonewalled or put on their ass. You
Listen,
don't win every
Okay, what
rep.
about that, OG?
no, he just switched around different thing over. He went through the hole. Let's go through, look at that again.
OG, he ain't getting
Let's
past
go through that
5.
again.
He ain't getting past number 5. It's just it's a
Right.
waste.
I respect your opinion. I'm
Yeah,
just telling
no,
you
I'm
what I
just
see on
saying.
film, though.
Like I said, in my opinion, the last 3 years he's been Michigan's best D tackle.
Right.
But if Grant Grant
Huh?
is
Who else you want to see, champ? You want to see Walter? You want to see
No, not
Merriman?
him. Going down. Going down. Let me see Collins.
I
You want
like
to see
him.
Collins? Okay. Now Collins might be a guy good motor. Now we'll find out.
Yeah, he's a big kid. But we gave Mozzie $100 million, so we have to be looking at one tech, a big
I
run
ain't,
stopper.
I ain't seen one highlight of Mozzie nowhere near that last guy.
Mm-mm.
Not one. In 2 years of
Yo,
football.
I'm telling you, if you go back to Mozzie's senior year, and that kid was a freshman, a true freshman, he had a better year than Mozzie Smith. I'm like, who the hell is this? And then last year it was Chris Jenkins. Everybody was talking about, and I said the same thing last year. I go, Mozzie Smith's. I go, Mason Graham's better than Chris Jenkins. Alfred Collins, I wouldn't have a problem with him. He's a big kid,
What
fast.
round? What is it? Second rounder?
Yeah, I think he would. I don't think he would be there third.
What's that thing about Collins?
It's good to me. You have to realize the role of a one tech is not that. It's not new
It's
math.
not glamorous.
Exactly. It's not. You got to be strong, stay low, and just hold
Mm-hmm.
up the blockers to keep
That,
the linebackers free.
yep.
So many
Just
Yep.
people,
your job is to take on double teams and sit
Yep.
there.
so many people make this fucking like so much harder than it has to be, man. It's just basic X's and O's.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because they got used to this. Every player has to make a highlight play, and certain positions don't make highlight plays. Interior linemen are not supposed to be highlight machines.
No, absolutely.
They're supposed to be boring.
The kid Turner, if you go up, he's gotta be gonna go down a little,
Turner?
Go back down.
little further.
Right
69.
there. Yes, Shamar Turner.
69 is gonna get someone fired or someone promoted.
Mm-mm.
In 4 years, he had 4.5 sacks, but he's a physical freak. He had he can play honestly defensive tackle or defensive end.
He got energy though.
He had crazy. He did have over 40 pressures though last season. So that's a Dallas. That's a Dallas fans would love him because they would compare him to Tank Lawrence. But
Pressures.
he's a beast. Like I said, it's just there's nothing in my opinion with him. There's nothing in between. He's either going to be a beast or a bust, one or the other.
How can we stop this 300-yard game though?
Got to get the Michigan guy.
He's going to be gone now. This
I
kid will
know.
be there.
We gotta start somewhere on the defensive line.
It's
Other than Parson, I don't see it.
listen. I just get so frustrated because part of me knows Dallas is going to go.
And fuck it up.
Yeah, they're going to
Yep.
go. Yeah.
I
Oh,
agree.
this kid is sliding. He's sliding, but the reason he's sliding is because we found out he has a back issue. But
Who?
this kid, Deone Walker, Kentucky, he's
The other
6'7",
guy back.
360.
That's what guy I wanted first round.
All right, but listen, he's had it for 15 years. He's 21 years old. It acted up on him last season, and he still had like tackles, and he had a bad year, and he still had 5 sacks as an interior defensive lineman, where the year prior he had like 10. So now he was born with this. So
And he's
when you
playing
have
with
a
it now.
back injury
Okay.
and you're born with it, or like abnormally, it's not going to bother you every single day. It just last season something happened and it acted up on him, and he still played good. Now, if they choose to operate on him, I don't want to go nowhere near him.
No
Listen,
way. So
bro,
let me ask you:
you
is it a disc?
he's sliding like third round, fourth round. I would still take him, but I wouldn't operate on him though, because his back is not going to hurt. It'll be like a situation where
like a rotational player.
exactly, or like it flares up on him. So when it flares up on him, you sit him down. I wouldn't play him in any preseason games. I would save him for the season. You know what I'm trying to say? But to get him end of 3, early 4,
Stuff.
where he was originally supposed to be a first rounder, that's only
Almost like a steal a little bit if you're paying out.
yeah. Listen, but like you have to listen to what your doctors tell you. Listen, bro, I have a bad back. I've had a million procedures done. I've dropped over 10 grand on stem cell treatments, even for my back, man. And
Man.
if I was him, I'd be going to Tijuana and getting stem cell treatments done on my back.
Right.
Professional athletes do it all the time because it's
I
just
like
not
this
legal.
Stackhouse.
The other no,
Stackhouse?
there's crazy talent even above him, but he's good.
Okay, we're gonna.
Omar Norman Lott's good. It's a good defensive tackle class. There's solid defensive tackles all 7 rounds.
We just need 2.
Yeah,
That's it.
and an
So
edge.
how do y'all feel about our defense right now?
What happened?
How do you guys feel about the defense? Go ahead.
So, guy, I'll be back.
Champ. Oh, you come back, champ? Okay.
I'll be back.
All right. Savage, how you feel about the defensive line right now?
We don't have one.
Exactly.
We don't have one.
What do you mean?
Exactly.
We don't have a defensive line. What defensive line do we have? We
got-
have Sam Williams coming off a torn knee
got
that
Sam
everyone
Williams, we got
expects is
Parsons.
going to get 20 sacks. We have undersized Micah Parsons, who's going to wear down by game 10.
Okay.
And we got $100 million defensive tackle in what's his name? My brain's
Is there any positive? If there any positive,
Bosa.
anything positive we can take out to fix?
Maybe they went and got a couple. The 2 linebackers they got in free agency have some size to them.
Mhm.
That's about the only thing I can take out.
And what do we need to fix to get better? Because we know we're not Super Bowl.
The pass rush in the middle of the defense. It's not hard. It's basic football. You got to stop the run.
Yeah.
Who cares if you got 2 great corners and 2 great pass rushers? I'll run up the middle every single play. I'll run the same play until you stop me.
Yeah.
I said that earlier. It don't matter if you got 2 shutdown corners. If they standing there watching people run up the middle
Those
of your
2
defense.
Elijah Roberts is really good from
Elijah
SMU.
Roberts, take a look at
SMU
his
have
profile.
3 good kids, bro. And like that kid, he's like 6'3", 300. He's out of Miami.
Yeah.
He played for Miami, bro. And he's
Ooh.
1 year he averaged 12 sacks. The other year 10 sacks. And he's a beast versus the run. Yo, SMU got a running back that I'm really high on coming out. He's a day 3, Brashard Smith, and they got 2 defensive linemen that I really like, and they're both big. And honestly, I vision that kid. You can leave him out there because he's big, but you can also slide him. He's a couple of Thanksgiving meals away from being a 3 tech. But look how athletic he is for big. Now that's 6'3", 270. That's athleticism for a big man to be rushing like that, standing up.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was asking Censor earlier. I'm sorry to cut you off, Savage, but do we go 5 or 6 defense this year, or do we do the even out job like we've been doing? Uh, 4 defensive players and then 4 offensive players. I mean, does it make sense? Like, what do we need more of? I mean, how do you feel about that?
Well, yes, you got to talk to the new coach. He's a 4-3 guy, so
Oh shit!
he's a 4-3. That's another problem too. This is our third defensive coordinator in 3 years, and yet, we're handing this guy a team with pretty much majority of Dan Quinn's people still on it.
Right.
I mean, this is not an easy fix. It's not going to be a 1-year fix. This
No.
team is so far fucked. It's not even funny, man. It's sad. It truly is, man. And Philadelphia is already saying, CJ West is good. Ty Robinson's good. Phillips is good. Philadelphia is already saying they're moving up. They're moving up
Really?
for a defensive lineman.
With us, and we're gonna make their ass pay if you want to come up and get him.
No, they won't. To come up from 32 to 12, they'd have to give the farm
Oh,
up.
this is a nice little swim move on the inside. Jeez Louise.
Who's that?
Yeah, I
Birch?
was Phillips.
Phillips.
Yeah, this what I was looking at. Yeah, earlier. Yeah, his one step is awesome.
Out of Maryland.
Yeah.
That's why I did not understand giving Osa $100 million contract when you have a million defensive
Ooh.
tackles and a million edges coming out of the draft.
This kid got a push. I do like
That
him,
was-
Savage. Watch this push.
They also got a couple good wide receivers and 2 good
Oh, that's
safeties.
your Indiana quarterback that you
Yeah,
got.
that's
He after his ass.
how am I up his ass? I'm saying he's a.
No, they after him.
Oh,
Yeah, this
he,
kid
I'm
is
saying
good.
he's a day 3 guy, but someone might fall in love with him. Take a chance on him.
Right.
I'm just being honest with you. This has to be one of the worst quarterback classes I've ever seen in my
You
life.
think so? Yeah.
I like Cam Ward a lot. It's just if he throws 35 passes, 30 of them are on the dime. The other 5, they're going
Right.
back the other way for a touchdown. It's like, what the fuck? Like, he has those what the F moments a lot,
Right.
Cam Ward.
Right.
I like Shador. I do. But I just think he has a narrow build. But he's
Oh, this kid.
he's never played behind a good offensive line, so I'm not going to shit on him.
Look at this guy. He's nice.
But I also think a lot of
dirty,
teams don't want to deal with that headache.
Who that? Shador?
Yeah,
Yeah.
They don't.
All that.
they don't.
There's too much on the team. Yeah.
I don't blame them.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to see, like, Shador, his dad, they're millionaires. But now they're dealing with billionaires. You know what I'm trying
Yep.
to say? So,
Different ball game.
different ball game, man. You think any coach wants to be looking over on the sidelines and seeing Dion standing there? I ain't gonna
Yeah.
want
Go
that.
to the game. Trying to coach on the sideline. You ain't even not a coach and shit. What the hell?
Well, my whole thing is if you wanted to coach in the NFL, then you should have took a job in the NFL. Don't
Right.
come stepping on another coach's foot.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna wait to see if Dallas takes his son or not.
They bet not.
I'm telling you, I wouldn't be shocked if they do.
Man, I
If he
wouldn't-
falls, I'm telling you,
Nothing would surprise me. I'm not gonna be surprised. But
because as much as Stephen Jones sucks,
Yeah.
to the most average person, even the most average Dallas fan, if Shador falls to 12, that's cha-ching. This kid's good. He's a little bit undersized. He played in the MAC, but he's good. Darius Alexander, Toledo.
Is it about selling tickets or is it about?
That's what.
trying
But
to build
we haven't won
football?
fucking nothing in 30 years. What do you think? You think Jerry cares about winning?
Right. Right.
He doesn't.
Selling tickets.
Making money.
That's it.
Just who's my only question is, Whose jersey is he gonna want?
Right.
Is he gonna want Staubach's or Aikman's? What jersey?
Shit.
When
It's even worse. Troy
and
jersey.
God rest his soul, but when Haskins went to Washington and
Oh, this kid here's tough.
Theismann's number, that was
Uh-huh. Oh, look at
to
the
kiss
swim
it.
move on this kid.
That
Who
was to
who
kiss
asked for Tyson's number?
Dwayne Haskins.
Oh, he lost his fucking mind.
When he passed away last year. He
Yeah,
got
I
hit
know he got hit by the garbage truck.
yeah.
Oh no, he got hit by God. Oh damn.
Yeah,
You know what the funny thing is?
he was
Well, it's
out
not
out on the
funny.
freeway.
Everyone thought he was African American. He wasn't. Spanish.
Yeah, he's Spanish.
Oh really?
I dated his
He,
aunt.
he
I
played for
dated
Ohio State. I followed him.
yeah, I dated his aunt, whereas his cousin played for West Virginia and Rutgers, Giovanni. They're Puerto Rican, and the mothers are Puerto Rican, the father was from Panama.
Right. Okay.
Very nice family. Very, very nice family. Can't say a bad word. But the other cousin, bro, they just every single one of them played Division One ball. I thought like that's the entire family. He went to Ohio State, but my thing with him in Ohio State, he was a 1-year wonder at Ohio State. Then when you come to Washington, you ask for Theismann's number. I was like, oh, let me just bite my tongue. The
Right.
other cousin, he started off at Miami. He started off at the U. Then he left. He transferred to West Virginia, played with Will Greer. Then their
Right.
coach left to Houston. And then he went to Rutgers for his last 2 years. And he was bouncing around in the XFL. Giovanni Haskins.
Man, I don't know
He's a
if I
tight
want
end.
him. I don't know if I want him first round, Shador. That means we're not trying to. I don't know. That means you're still gonna be sitting behind Dak another 2 years.
Yeah, if
Yeah, but
And
that's
what you gonna
anybody.
do with Milton?
You can't get around that.
Yo, I wouldn't be shocked if they see something in Milton where they think he can be. I'm gonna be honest with you. Until I see it, yo, he could be better than Dak at this point. We don't know,
Right.
but I mean, let's be honest. Going into this season,
So
do
let
we
me.
have a better team in 2025 in 2024, or do we have a worse team?
I think we got worse.
Worse, yeah. So I don't see.
So let me ask you a question: if Milton come out and do the same thing Trey Lance do, and throw 3 or 4 picks in one preseason game,
I
is
don't.
there is that a win or loss for us?
Well, I mean,
It's neither. It's neither for a second year player.
Okay.
Hey,
he's a
Somebody
you
say
big
no.
gotta
kid.
go ahead, Savage. Sorry.
No, I mean, no. Milton's a big kid, man.
Right.
The Texas's left tackle. He's probably number one left tackle. The kid Banks. And yet, all these dudes want to move him to guard.
Who? Banks?
All these so-called professionals on television want to move him to guard.
Move Banks to guard?
Yeah, he's a tackle on my breakdown.
Okay.
They want to move
Is
all
he
these
worth a
dudes.
number 1 pick? I like to see them in there.
He's worth the
against good
12th pick.
talent.
He's worth the 12th pick.
Oh, you think so? Okay, then.
Then all that's that's 11. That's Jalen Walker. Everyone's seen now. Perfect example. That's Jalen Walker. Everyone calls him an edge. I laugh my balls off, bro. The
This
Mel
fucking
Kipers of
guy's
the
good.
world, the fucking Todd McShays of the world. They all have him as an edge.
Would you
I'm like,
would you
my
would you
man.
would you go with him first round with Parson, parallel with Parson?
No, I would go with Mikael Williams, the giant defensive end slash defensive tackle. I would go with Mikael Williams at 12 in a heartbeat.
Who is Williams?
He's 6'6", 260. He's on their defense. He plays wherever he wants on Georgia's defense. And he had a high ankle sprain this past season. All you gotta
Well,
do
what's his number?
Hold on.
Is he on this film right here? Damn, this kid is good.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, he plays with his hands down. Hold on a second.
Damn, this kid is awesome here.
Hold on.
Damn, this kid is good, man.
Hold on.
Because Sam Williams wasn't pairing him up with he paired him up with Nealand. What if he just play this kid at linebacker, not edge?
Thirteen.
Number
13. He plays
13.
with his hands down. That's Mikael Williams. If he's there,
Okay.
at tw-
Let's see.
if he edge, no, you're not. That's linebackers. You gotta go to edge. If he's there at 12, I don't even play games and move back. You gotta go back up. Back up. I think he's the third edge. 13. Right there.
Oh, 260.
6'5", 260. And he played a lot of snaps at defensive tackle, but he's not a defensive tackle. Yo, that kid's 20 years old, man. That kid's best football is ahead of him, man. He's not even done growing. I'm sorry. I'm far from a basketball player, but yo, I'm telling you, man, I didn't stop growing until I was like 21, and I'm not tall at all. This kid's not done growing. He just has to put more size on and leave him at defensive end.
Right.
He's there at 12. I'm doing backflips, but Dallas will fuck it up. You know,
Oh, you
it's
like
just
him,
so
huh?
frustrating, man.
Well, let's go have these discussions because this defense sucks and we need to get better.
But
Savage, is this the most uncertain draft we've had in a long fucking time?
by far, because I don't know if it was yesterday or today. It's like there's only like maybe 7 guys that I think are just step-in starters gonna wreck house.
Right.
You know what I'm trying to say? And there's so many. How can I phrase this? There's so many what ifs, even in round one. And I don't want a what if in round one. I want a plug and player in round
That's
one.
exactly what I said earlier on the street. I do
And
not want a fucking project.
exactly. And we are in no position to have a project. What'd you get copyrighted, OG?
Nah, he like to throw that up thinking it's gonna save him. That shit don't save you. That shit does not save you.
Oh yeah.
OG,
You
what
don't
do you
like
want
that?
to? What are you? What are you a sovereign citizen too? You want to know?
I might as well be. Hey,
Hell
man.
no.
don't hate me. Hate the technique. Whatever
That's
you show,
that's
you
another
gotta throw
Eric
up right
B.
here. This is what you gotta throw up right here.
That's another Eric B. and Rakim quote.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
That's what you gotta throw up, man.
yeah, it's a very
That shit don't work, OG. If they want to
yeah.
flag you, you gonna get flagged.
That's like when you
At
see the
least I
stickers on
tried
a
to put it
car,
up there.
car and transport. You know.
Huh.
Yeah, it's just of there's certain positions that are just gross, man. Really gross. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Like offensive tackle, you got some people arguing, is he a tackle? Is he a guard? To me, they put all the so-called, experts, they all got these tackles at guards. And I'm like, why?
No, man. Bank's getting beat up over here.
Is it bad feet?
Look at this. He getting
That's why
beat
you
by
remove
the
a
boy.
tackle to guard.
Okay, perfect example. The kid from LSU,
Oh, he getting beat.
he gave up
man.
one sack in 3 years. They
Savage.
want to move him to guard.
He's getting
That's
beat.
Will Campbell. Wyatt
Savage.
Mullins.
Hold on. If I cut you off, your boy trying to get beat bad. I don't know if he's
Okay, this is Texas though. He's going up against another
Right.
top. He's going up against double team.
He didn't get beat bad. What?
That
That other
that's
kid
why
is that kid.
holding right there. Look,
Okay, but he's
hey,
also ranked.
oh,
He's all that
now I
kid.
know why Williams is good because he got man Banks in trouble there. Look at him. Now he got beat bad there, baby. Mm.
How did he get beat bad?
Hey, hold on, there he is.
He's going up against
Oh,
probably
bad injury.
a top 3 offensive tackle in this draft.
Yeah, offensive
Banks
lineman,
out of Texas. This is UMass. I would look good against UMass. UMass is crazy though, but they score a lot of points, man. That's like the last chance U on the East Coast. A lot of kids that just don't pan out in other colleges go there. Now look at him there. He's standing upright.
Mm-hmm.
You know, listen, me personally, if he's there at 12,
Is that Milton?
that's Mikael Williams, 13.
No, right here.
No. What are you talking about,
Who
Milton?
was that quarterback?
He's leaving. He walked out already. Check this out. This kid right there, if that was Tennessee, so Tennessee's quarterback, he did a deal where he's going to get $2.4 million every year.
Mm-hmm.
He said, no, I want $4 million every year. Tennessee said, no, you signed a contract with us. So however that NIL works, he's like, okay, I'm leaving. So he's jumping in the transfer portal. And he didn't even really have that great of a season last year. And that is why Nick Saban walked away from the NFL.
College.
College kid telling you want to pay him $8 million? This guy's in the NFL career don't make $8 million. And I'm all for the players getting money, but a lot of people don't realize these kids were getting paid before NIL. It was just called stipend, and it depended on where you lived and what the cost of living was. Do I agree they should get paid? Absolutely. They're making billions. But there has to be some type of like incentive clause, or because think about it, you're going to pay a kid $2 million and he's going to sit on the sidelines all year.
Right.
I mean, like, he's good. Go back up, but I don't want to say nothing. He's very good, but there's that kid, Mike Green, Edge, Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
There's rumblings out there that he has off the field issues too. Rumblings. Don't know if it's true though. I'm sure we'll find out at the last minute.
Yeah.
He had like 17, 18 sacks. He has crazy bend, but there are SA allegations.
Who had Larry Thompson at the one with the smoking the weed?
That was Tunsil, yeah, bro.
Yeah.
They don't care about weed no more.
Yeah, that shit's.
But they were showing it though, right?
It was his mother's ex-boyfriend that did that. And Miami got a steal. Yo, that kid's been traded for more first rounders than I've ever seen in my life. Right. Larry Tunsil. And now he's in our division. He's with the Redskins. Oh, I'm telling you, bro, Dallas is going to be the worst team in the East this year. Watch.
Wait a minute. Don't tell the Dak haters that.
I don't argue with Dak haters, bro. I don't. I can't. Refuse.
The Dak lovers.
The Dak lovers. I refuse to.
Yeah. They think he's going to go to the playoffs.
Yeah. This kid has a crazy first move. He has bend. It's just, like I said, there's just been rumblings. Who knows if maybe it's true, maybe it's not.
So the 24th. So wait a minute. So in 2 more weeks we'll have the draft on the 24th.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? Are we going live Savage or what?
I don't care. I'm done. I'm done. I'm pretty much done with my rankings. The only thing left I got to put out, I'm putting out like 5 quarterbacks because that's about what I like. And I'm just putting out sleepers every day. I'm done. But yeah, I don't care. I mean, we picked 12. So But know what's gonna happen, man? We're gonna be watching the draft as it goes, and then we're gonna see Dallas trade back. You know, it's like, but then again,
But would we be mad about that
I
though?
don't see. This is just me personal.
Mhm.
There's only 3 people in this draft I would trade up for, so I don't know who's going to be looking to come up. To be honest with you,
Right.
I think Dallas is willing to trade back. I don't know if anybody wants to come up though, if that makes any sense.
Right.
So if I had Jihad Campbell there, I'd take him in a heartbeat. If Mikel Williams is off the board, I would take Campbell. We need a big. He's a linebacker that can play all 3 linebacker spots, plus put his
Oh,
hand
is
down.
it? What you say?
Chris Paul's good, but Jihad Campbell, number 1, go up. 2, yeah, him.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
6'3", 250, and he's a beast. He's actually from South Jersey. He's good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a Jersey kid.
Gosh, kid, he's awful.
He's big, 6'3", 250, and he could put his hand down and rush the passer.
Man, we need to work on the defensive line.
But
Be bad.
then, yeah, you give me him, then give me Collins or another giant big tackle round 2. That's how you have to build, though. You know what I'm trying to say? But that's not how Dallas. That's not how they. It's just very frustrating, man. You do months and months and months and months of work, and every team that is successful, just look at the Philadelphia Eagles. They build from the inside out. Dallas
Right.
builds from the outside in, and it's a joke, man. Eagles already have the best defensive line in the NFL, and
Right.
they're going to trade up and grab another defensive lineman.
Right.
So, I mean, it's a joke, man. And if you saw the picks they have in 2026, you'll get sick. How many draft picks Philly has in 2026?
Is that off of Wentz?
No, it's just off of this past last year's draft. Them going up and down, left and right.
Because they know what they're doing. So we're going to say Will McClay's a joke?
He sucks in my book. He's living off the Zach Martin.
Right. So Will McClay don't get out. He don't go do no scouting himself to go to these facilities and watch games or just do anything. He just
To be honest with you, OG, I don't know who is making the calls in that room. Jerry, to be honest with you, he got kicked. Uncensored got kicked out. I don't know why.
yeah.
Yeah, send him the link again. So
There we go.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
it was a glitch in the
I think he
matrix.
was on
Well,
the
like
phone.
everything started stuttering and then it just threw me in the back.
Oh. God, this kid is awesome. What's that now?
Technology, whatever.
I wouldn't be sure. I wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't feel bad if we took this kid at 12. I wouldn't.
We was talking about Will McClay.
Oh, Will McClay, he's
Censor.
what besides Zach Martin over Johnny Football, what has Will McClay really done? Listen, I am the king of mock drafts. The year CD Lamb came out, I swear to I did not do one mock draft that CD Lamb fell to Dallas. Nobody,
Nobody thought he was.
if you were going to bet those odds in Vegas, you would have bet $1 and won 30 grand. No one in a million years thought CD Lamb was going to Dallas.
All right, so who's the player you think falls this year? Outside of Shador, because everybody's predicting that.
Could be the wide receiver out of Arizona State, Victoria McMillan. Could be him. Could be him. I think there'll be 2 people that are going to slide. That I don't know who. 2 people are going to slide, and then 2 people are going to like make picks where you're going to be like, what the fuck? Like, what the hell just happened? Muldoon's pretty good. You can't go wrong with Georgia, man.
They don't have any tape on him. Wow.
But Dallas doesn't like SEC players. They pick
No, they
fucking
don't.
players. They don't. They don't. They don't. If you look at their draft history, they do not.
Yeah.
They like Big 12.
Yeah, they love Big 12. I don't know where they get this fantasy from.
This
Can't
kid's
get
not
it out
bad.
though.
This kid has good size
Mhm.
as a linebacker.
Yeah, he's out here. I watch him too.
Yeah, but he's also playing Purdue. They're fucking horrendous. Their center's not bad. Hartwig, I think his name is. Living
This
in
guy
the
has your
city.
name, Savage. He got your last name, Savage.
Purdue's center is not bad, but it's a horrendous team. They suck this year, Purdue.
Hmm.
That was just Oregon versus Purdue. That's UCLA. Yeah, no, Bassa has good size. He played in front of 3 defensive linemen. Now they're going to go play in the NFL.
So we still back at the 4-3 formation again? Like, what the fuck? We can't get away from that, can we?
No, we just change defensive coordinators every season.
So Parsons
Yeah.
have his
It's,
hand on the grass again, basically.
this rotating coaching staff shit got to stop, man.
How can you build? They got their left tackle is really good. Jack Young, 50 for Wisconsin. Their 50 starts, 37 at left tackle and 13 at right.
Mm.
Who's Oregon? I mean,
We need to stay young, man. We need to just stay physical, man. Trying to get to the ball.
yeah, Oregon has a legit. They got Harmon, Birch.
Mm-hmm.
No, that now we got Wisconsin, and now we got Oregon back on D.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's just highlights.
Yeah,
Is there anybody else you want to see out of here, Savage, in linebacker core? What you think?
I'm not a fan of the kid from UCLA. I'm not a fan on him. The kid Knight is not bad. Stuntsman's not bad. He's been around a long time. Chris Paul's underrated. Barrett Carter's good. His best year was probably 2022. Jamon Dumas Johnson, he's very underrated. Nobody's talking about him. Nobody. He's like a fire plug, man. He reminds me of. He played for the Cincinnati Bengals. He had a giant fucking neck. I'm trying to think of his name. She was a linebacker.
Ain't that crazy, motherfucker?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Jack something.
It's pissing me off, man.
I know who you're talking about.
He had giant traps, giant neck. It was a linebacker.
That wasn't a pressing a foul guy, was it?
No, that's Vontez Perfect.
Yeah, Vontez was a screw tape.
I liked him though, man.
Yeah.
I did.
Hey, Vontez was old school. Vontez played football 30 years too late.
Oh gosh.
I loved him.
Vontez back in the 80s would have been an all-pro.
He would have been an all-pro, 100%. He was an undrafted free agent out of Arizona State. Sun Devils. And I'm like, yo, how the fuck is this kid not getting drafted? I was so pissed.
It was his problems that he had in college. Disciplinary shit.
Yeah, but it seems like Dallas picks and chooses what disciplinary shit they want to deal with.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think
Vontez lacked the ability once he got into a certain zone, he was unable to snap out of it. Like when he was playing the game and he went all in and he got to that point where he just didn't give a damn, like you couldn't snap him out of that.
You know,
he was like stuck in it.
My father always taught me you do that on the first play of the game, the first couple of plays of the game.
And you set the tone.
And you set the tone.
Yep.
I'm gonna piss Savage off real quick.
Better not be no DAK talk. Oh my God, bro.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. You gonna make him sign off.
Oh, gee, just ask me a question. 16 TDs, 11 interceptions. And you're going to laugh. They have a tight end who's a sleeper. And he's a sleeper because his quarterback sucked. Couldn't
Number
even, if you
81?
can't get your tight end the ball, at least your tight end, you're horrendous.
You talking about number 81?
And they're playing against Western Kentucky, bro. And this is his highlights. They're playing Western Kentucky.
Yeah, Milton. Yeah.
I don't even. I'm not even going to compare him to a. Here's another one, South Florida.
He just
Kid is
so
hurt.
he can run like hell, but he throw like shit. That's what you're saying, Savage?
Yep.
Mm.
Yep. Yep.
He's gonna
And
be in
he.
somebody's camp.
Excuse me.
He's gonna be in somebody's camp.
Oh
Savage.
no, some idiot team's going to draft him, probably round 2.
What if the Giants pick him up? Oh my god!
I would
They
laugh.
can they can have him. They can have him.
They can have him.
So no chance for the Cowboys. Is there anything that he does that you like besides run?
No, nothing.
No,
Nothing. I won't even compare him to a fullback. That's
I think he's going to end up being a third string quarterback, if that. He's probably 3.5 years out and then out of the league.
You don't
yeah.
like his long ball though?
No,
No.
no, that was blown coverage.
What's his accuracy? I bet you it's in 50%. I bet you.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's lower than that. To be honest with you.
I'm gonna look it up. Jalen Milrose, right?
I can see it right here. Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna show. Let me see. There it is. It don't show us, does it?
64 last year, 65 the year before that, 58,
Oh.
42.
Oh, percentage. See 64. Okay.
Yeah, his
64.
career percentage is 59.
Is that good enough?
Not really.
No. There's a million. I'm telling you, if you just want a running quarterback, there's a million other kids from smaller schools that you can get on day 3, man.
Yo, he played Oklahoma and had a 42% accuracy.
He sucks, bro. And
Three
Oklahoma's
three
defense-
interceptions, no touchdowns.
And Oklahoma is besides that kid Stuntsman, and they got a good safety who I put him out there. I love it, bro. I love being that guy. Wait a second.
Then we're gonna go to somebody
Billy
else.
Bowman, safety, Oklahoma. I
Maybe
put
we'll
him
go to
out there
somebody that-
in May. No one was
loves.
even talking about this kid. Now everyone's blowing him up.
Why do you like this guy so much, Savage?
Just watch him play. He's 6'6". He's 260. He caught 110 balls for like 1,200 yards. Played tight end. Played running back. Played
Who are we looking
quarterback.
at?
Tyler Warren.
Oh yeah,
Tight
Tyler
end,
Warren is
Penn State.
he's a 10-year player right there.
He is someone you put
Is he
in.
better than Kelsey? Or should I even?
Well,
different-
you talking
two
about a
different-
Hall of Famer, bro.
Yeah, but
It's-
also I think 2 different style of players. I
Yeah.
don't think Travis Kelsey ever blocked anyone in his life.
Mhm.
Yo, I'm gonna be serious, OG. Tyler Warren comes in and changes your offense. He completely changes your offense.
So if he's there, he might be there at 12.
No, he
I-
won't. No, he won't. He's
I
gone.
don't. Yeah, I don't think he.
So that means that Shador drops.
In all honesty, yes, Shador's gonna fall. But in all honesty, if you were doing best player available, he's probably off the board 4th or 5th.
Yeah, I don't see the Jet. I don't see him getting past the Jets.
You don't.
Jets have no tight end. I can see.
If he can be 80% of what Jason Witten was, you take him.
So what do you do with Ferguson?
You let his ass walk.
Yeah,
Ferguson ain't nothing special.
we thought he was,
Yeah.
but
He had
regressed.
flashes.
Yo, just watch this USC game. Yo, he had like 17 receptions, 18 catches this game. Bro, and like I said,
Yeah.
down on, listen, look at him.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at that arm.
No, that's him right there.
No, that's him catching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's played everywhere. He's like, but down on the goal line, when it's 4th and inches, do you want Dak at quarterback or do you want him behind the center going for quarterback sneak? They move this kid around everywhere. That kid
Look
is
at
a
that.
chess
Look
piece.
at that.
What do you do with Schoolmaker?
Fuck him.
Oh,
Fuck him. I'll be the one that pushes him off the cliff. I'll push him off the cliff. I'll be like, look that way. Boom. I'll kick him off.
I got no loyalty to any of these players. That's why I don't understand how these people are latching onto these players. Fuck them. When they done, move on. Quit holding on to these players just to have a player.
I
You
don't
know, give
understand
a
it
damn
either.
about Ferguson.
Right.
If Tyler Warren is on the board, you take him.
Tyler
Over
Warren,
Ferguson.
Tyler Warren, number one. Whatever running back you do take, he's going to make the running game because he can block. The kid can block. He's going to open up the middle of the field, so that's going to help Lamb. We still grab a wide receiver, day 3, a speedster.
fool is
See, that's him at
quarterback.
quarterback. That's him at quarterback, down inside the goal line.
And Tyler Warren is going to be a red zone threat because he's a mismatch for a linebacker and safeties.
Yeah,
Right.
and they can't tackle him. Look, there he is. Quarterback sneak, a 4-yard quarterback sneak.
You can tell whenever Penn State got in trouble, they just chucked it to Tyler Warren.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what Romo used to do with Witten. When he got in trouble, throw it at 88. 82.
The tight end is a
And
quarterback
he's not
best
dropping
friend.
passes. And I bet he's well trained too. Ferguson, he's offsides all the time. He's holding and he dropping passes. I told Sensor, I said when he played in that Washington game, he played terrible. He had like the most penalties out of the whole team that game. Minus, Trey Lance, did not play well, but whenever he played, he held. It's like, where's his head at? I don't understand.
Yeah, Ferguson took a major step back. Look at that. That dude he's
This-
different, man.
Wait a minute, this dude, what the fuck? He back there in the backfield?
He's
Look at that.
Wait a minute.
He
This
out running
fucking
corners.
This dude played.
Yeah,
Wow,
I
what
told
the
you he
fuck
plays.
is going on?
He's plays corner. He played quarterback, running back. Bro, the kid is a beast, bro. Yo, that's 6'6", 260 coming at you. He opens up
man.
everything for
He
Dallas's
might be
offense.
crazy, yeah.
And then, I got no problem then going running back 3rd round. Round 2, go get a big defensive tackle. You can get a run back round 3, and you just got 3 plug and play players right then and there.
Man, I wish we can get Tyler, man.
I actually he jumped out on me 2 years ago because the Giants, Penn State's tight end 2 years ago, he wasn't even the starter, and he had 7 touchdowns, and I'm like, this fucking kid is.
Oh, wait a minute,
this
he's
kid
not
is
even
really
up
something.
there though.
And the starter, this kid Theo Johnson, he went to the Giants.
I'm looking at the mock draft, and he's
Nate
not
Dogg,
up
100%
there.
right. Tyler Warren is a football player.
Yeah.
But he's not. Nobody's picking him 1st round. He's
What?
the Colts.
See, like, perfect example.
Unless the Colts want to jump in the bed with us.
Right, OG, perfect example. The Dolphins don't even have an offensive line. They're going to get Tua killed, and this draft has them taking a safety. At that point, Tua should just hang himself right now. The Dolphins are going to go offensive line. There's
Man, if Tyler Warren is on the board and they don't pick him at 12, I'm going to lose my shit.
He's the best.
I mean, they still got the Giants taking Shador, and that ain't happening.
That's not happening.
I think
100%.
needs a quarterback.
And I don't think Abdul Carter is going to Cleveland. I think that's going to be Hunter.
I know. Nope. I think that.
I wouldn't be shocked.
I think that they need a quarterback.
They're not taking a quarterback.
Who do they have on the roster now?
They got Jameis Winston. I mean, not Jameis Winston. What's the dude? Deshaun Watson and Joe Flacco.
Oh, shit. Deshaun stay hurt. We know that already.
I think the Giants are going to go Abdul Carter. To be honest with you, they're going to they're going to like pimp him as the next LT,
Yeah.
in my
So we
opinion.
got.
Or
So we
they could
got.
go or they could go Travis Hunter.
I would love to see Shador Sanders up in Cleveland because Deion Sanders would lose his shit.
100%.
I think the Patriots will take a wide receiver. I
I'll
think
tell
they're
you
going to
this:
take the wide receiver from Arizona because
if
of that quarterback they got.
if remember this, if Cleveland takes Shador, he's going to sit out.
Running back.
He's not going to play for them.
Yeah, I can see
He's a,
that happening.
he's already a millionaire. The kid's a
But
millionaire.
but if he comes out in next year's draft, he might. I don't know. I don't know.
I
Because
think.
if
I
he
think the
came out,
draft.
if he would have entered the draft last year, he wouldn't even got picked in the first round.
I agree with you. Last year was
That's why he can't. That's why he went back.
So the Jaguars, I think they go running back.
no. They got Travis. They got ETN.
Yeah, Travis
Jaguars.
Etienne.
Don't be shocked. Jaguars go the kid Tectorio McMillan, the wide receiver, the big kid. Don't be shocked. I mean, honestly, Mason Graham even. Jets need offensive line, and Jets need a tight end really bad. They don't even have a fucking quarterback. I don't think the Jets. I don't even think they have one.
The quarterback. What they got? What's the name? I don't know. He got accuracy problems. The
Then you
quarterback.
got
Is it?
Yeah.
Isn't the
What's his name?
McMillan kid the one that said he don't watch film?
yeah, that's the kid. He said he doesn't watch
Yeah,
film.
he
And,
probably hurt his draft grade by at
oh, big
least
time.
4 or 5
He messed up.
spots. At
Yeah,
least.
at least.
There's no way
He,
he goes to the Panthers that high after that.
and you
That's the
know
dumbest
this.
shit you can say. His agent had to be picking the air, bro. Like,
Yeah, that's why. Like,
Oh. So Warren drops to you at 12. He
I
has to,
mean,
unless the Saints need a tight end.
Saints need everything.
yeah, Saints need a quarterback, a tight end, everything. They got
What
Derek
about
Carr.
what about Chicago and Niners? You think
Chicago
they
will
get
go.
Kittle?
Chicago needs weapons for their quarterback, Caleb Williams.
But the crazy part
Chicago,
is they loaded up last year full of weapons, and
and they still haven't hit. And also crazy, Chicago hasn't hit on offensive linemen, and they've spent a shitload of first round picks on offensive linemen the last few years. They just haven't hit.
yeah, with a new head coach though, it might change. It depends on how much influence they giving them in the draft room
Man, who can we
and
if
free
we
agency.
if we decide to trade back and we want to still build on defense or more players, who can we jump in the bed with? Would it be Miami or the Colts?
I'm going to be honest with you.
It depends on who's on the board. Is really what's
Yeah,
going to
it
determine.
depends on who's on the board, and there's just part of me that I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to draft behind Arizona. I don't.
No, because they're gonna get a Buka.
A book, exactly, and I just want him in my back pocket. If my two guys that I don't like are not there, I want a Buka in
But
my.
how much would Arizona be willing to give up to trade up to get a Buka? Is the question.
Right.
I don't think anything because right now they'll probably see him. They probably see that they can stick at 16 and get him.
Yeah, probably.
Right.
I don't think they would be, you know.
Which is crazy because the Bengals picked right after them, and
Right.
and they just paid Higgins all that money, and they could have traded up in the draft and got a cheaper number 2.
That's why Cincinnati's never going to win anything.
I got a
So
question for y'all that just popped into my head. It's gonna derail us a little bit, but do y'all see anything different? Not in our off season as a whole, because obviously they've been more active, but the type of players that they're bringing in this year, do they seem different than the players that we've acquired, like a different style of player from previous year?
are you talking free agency or
Yeah, the free agents that they brought in.
the only difference I see is the linebackers. They brought in bigger linebackers because we had safeties playing linebackers the last few years.
Gotcha.
That's the only difference I see. The
Yeah,
kid,
because I'm trying to get a little bit of insight into the mentality of the type of players that these coaches like. Like
well,
if they would have been bringing in big running backs, there would have been more of a ground and pound type
well,
running philosophy versus the smaller ones, more scat back type.
the running backs we brought in, they just have a heartbeat. That's it.
Yeah,
There's
they're camp bodies.
there's 40 running backs in this draft better than them too. Like I said, I just think the two linebackers they're uh, they're bigger than what we're used to.
Yeah, I was telling OG earlier in there that a lot of these guys that they brought in are just players to fill the holes during practice because you got to rotate players in and out. Otherwise, you have to stop practice every 5 minutes to give everybody a breather. So you're going to probably have five quarterbacks on this squad before you get to training camp. You're probably going to have six running backs. You're probably going to have 8 to 10 wide receivers. Yeah, because they can't just keep running routes nonstop. They got to rotate in and out to get breathers.
But last year, I
We got
think
some boxing on tonight.
we went to camp. No, UFC's on, but we went to only camp with three quarterbacks. We went with Dak, uh, Cooper Rush, and Trey Lance. We only went with three. That's it.
I thought we had a fourth on the
Not
practice
that
squad.
maybe I could be mistaken, but if we had a fourth, he never played. I can tell you that
No,
much.
no, he never played. He was a practice squad guy, I believe,
UFC on tonight. Huh?
because we had the new NFL rule is that you take three
Sunday.
on Sunday. So you would have a practice squad guy just in case somebody get injured during the week, even if it's just to take the reps through the week. I don't know.
I
I mean,
agree.
that's the right way to do it. Who the hell knows what the Cowboys do?
I just want to see what's going to happen when they go to 18 players. Excuse me,
18
18
games.
games. Yeah.
18 games.
I think you got to get up. Training camp is going to go from 85 players to probably somewhere around 90 to 92.
Yeah.
I think you're going to get an extra bye week, and I think you're going to cut back to 2 preseason games.
We're not going to
And
be headed to 18, are we?
yeah, they're going to 18.
Okay.
The TV networks want it, and they're willing to pay for it. You got Amazon, Netflix fighting over games right now.
Oh, well, good luck,
ESPN
Zach.
on Monday Night Football. ESPN Monday Night Football want the extra week.
Look at that build. You can tell me that's not the build of a safety? And he played safety at Texas over Sean.
You all Sean at safety like
He played it in college. Look at his shoulders. I got broader shoulders than he does. He's a big kid. He's a big cat.
He don't look like prototypical linebacker
Come
to me.
on, man. That's not a
Sean gonna be ready
linebacker,
already.
man.
Jeez,
Like
Louise.
when I think of linebacker, I'm thinking thick neck, high shoulders.
Exactly, man. That's a strong safety. That's crazy, super athletic, man. That's just a fucking mad scientist in me. But I said that from day one. I said, but that's Dallas trying to just change people.
You don't got to go 100%. I know. Why don't I even say it?
I don't even want to see him this year. I don't. Let him heal. I'll see him in 2026.
See, I told you, OG, they gonna have him back at my training camp.
No, that ain't him. That's
Him and Diggs, both of them gonna be back
is
by
that
training
Dick?
camp.
You don't got to go 100%.
That ain't Dick,
I know.
is it?
No,
That's his brother.
Yeah,
Who's that? Diggs or Sean? Over Sean.
We should have.
that's Diggs.
That's Diggs.
That's Dick's
Yeah.
brother.
No, that ain't. That's Diggs. That's not Stephon.
I always have a mental block with both their names.
That is Stephon. That's Stephon.
That's not Stephon. That's Trayvon.
That's not. That's his brother.
Yo,
It's
I
not.
saw. There's a video out there of every single one of Trevon Diggs' interceptions. He had, I think, 2 against Jalen Hurts, and then if you see every single one of his interceptions were against like third string quarterbacks. Not one interception in a losing game. They go corner at 12. He's gone.
Jalen Hurts daddy is back. Look at this shit. The
Try to tell me
NFL is
this
in
man
trouble
ripped his
once again.
hamstring completely off the bone.
Bullshit, bro. Bullshit. Yo, I've torn
Jalen
my
Hurts daddy is back.
bicep off the bone. How to get it? You get put in a cast. It's weird, and it has like a knob on it, and then like every 2 weeks they crank it out to straighten it out. If he would have tore his hamstring off the bone, he would have been a cast.
You gonna get flagged, bro.
I'm telling you, the second I heard he had to go under, when I heard he had to go under anesthesia to get his leg tattooed, I lost all respect for him because I'm covered in ink and
that's why he sweats.
Jesus
Dak
Christ!
nuts.
Yeah.
That's why he sweat Dak nuts.
You know he's jerking him off under the table. You know,
I told y'all he got to get his stomach pumped.
He's jerking him off underneath the table, bro.
He got Dak Prescott's phone number.
That man is sitting there thinking he's somebody now.
This is something else.
He's like, yo, when Dallas cuts me, I'll let you mow my lawn. Fuck.
It's crazy because what does that access get you? What does it get you? It's not going to get you a Super Bowl. It gets you a couple more views and clicks. That's it.
Yeah, but that's pretty much, I guess, all they want.
Yeah, that's all they want. I want Super Bowls, man.
That's all they care about now. Is fucking views.
They're just like, it's just frustrating when, like, you know, from my heart, bro, I think we're going to be the worst team in the East.
So the Dallas Cowboys quarterback is back.
I don't want to listen to this jerk off, bro. Well, I don't want to listen to that, bro.
I don't even know why you're giving them clicks,
Yeah,
bro.
why
Why are
you
you
giving
giving them
No,
clicks?
I thought they were showing him highlights.
I don't even
But
want.
that's all
Yo,
thing.
I don't watch.
That's a
throw a
waste
fucking
of
pass.
time,
That's
man.
it.
I don't watch any of those channels, bro. Because
Me
they're
neither.
full of shit, man. I don't. None.
No.
Every
see no
click,
workout.
every click and every view feeds the algorithm for them. Just puts more eyes on that bullshit. I don't even go on Twitter, man. That shit's so toxic.
It is. I tried it.
It's X. This ain't Twitter. It's switched over.
It's the same shit. What do you mean?
It's a different name. It's not Twitter. It's X.
Okay, if your girlfriend go change her name, it's the same fucking woman.
I'm just saying. I mean, you just said Twitter, but whatever.
It's the
Twitter
same shit.
is a worse version of Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report is brutal.
Right.
I tried doing the Twitter this thing, like the X, and I'm like, nah.
Right.
It's worse. It's worse.
It is a fucking cesspool over there.
It's
man.
a waste. I don't know how I honestly don't know how that app is worth all those billions that Musk paid for it. I don't see what
It wasn't. That's why they forced the sale, because he offered way more than what it was worth. And then when he said that shit and made the offer, he tried to back out when he found out it wasn't worth as much as he thought. But when you make an offering like that publicly, they can hold you accountable to it in the court system. So they forced the sale because he offered like 30% above the stock value.
Okay.
Because the board wasn't even going to sell to him, and the stockholders went in there and was like, "No, you can't take 30% profits away from stockholders like that." So they were going to sue the board. So the board ended up forcing Elon to go ahead with the sale,
Yeah.
Right.
and that's why it lost value so fast. Is because it was overpaid for to begin with. That's like right now, if you go buy a car, if you offer somebody $100,000 for a Honda Civic, that car is worth $100,000 when you pay for it. But as soon as you go to the market with it, a moment later, it's worth what the market says it's worth. So even though he overpaid for it to begin with, as soon as the market value ticks in, the moment after he buys it, it lost all that value.
You say that so many people are under the water for the
I had
cars they
Kentucky
bought
yesterday.
during the pandemic. It's ridiculous. They're just walking away from them because they paid double for what cars were worth, and they
Yep.
paid such crazy dealer markups. They're
So
walking away.
I follow the market very closely because I manage my own Roth IRA,
Yeah,
and there was a financial crisis on the brink with the rental car, not the rental car, the auto loan industry.
yeah.
That it was about to be a huge financial collapse. So many people was under on
It's
their
still
car loans.
it still is. There's not enough
Yeah.
repo man to It used to be you miss 3 payments, you're getting repoed. Now people are going 6, 7, 8 months. There's not enough repo men to repo the cars out there.
Well,
Right.
and
Yeah. And
it
they're
takes
getting
2 years
chased
to
down by dogs
foreclose on a
too.
house.
Yeah. All right, fellas, I'm about to get ready to shut it on down.
All right, so give us
Make dinner.
what are you gonna have for dinner, OJ? Tell me.
I might have some burgers.
Okay, simple.
Make some burgers tonight.
What you working with, Savage?
I ate earlier. What did I eat? I'm trying to think. I had a turkey, I had a
It,
turkey
it,
sandwich.
I was
I
about to
only
say
eat,
That's
it
it.
must not have been that great.
yeah, no, I had a turkey sandwich. I eat
What?
like once a day.
What you in, sis? Are you still going out, sis, or you
Yeah,
gonna cook tonight?
I'm gonna go to Hibachi. My wife on the way home right now.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Where's the best place for sushi in Vegas?
I don't know. I'm not a big sushi guy. I had to
I'm
ask my
not
wife. She's
either.
in
I just like
Texas.
the fish. I don't like the shrimp.
Yeah,
I do love the other stuff. I just can't eat it. I'm allergic to
I
it.
don't eat sushi at all, man. I
It's a
dated
love hate. It's love hate.
I dated a Thai girl, and she was all into sushi, man. I went out and tried that shit, man. It was horrible.
Yo, Thai food is
Really?
nasty. I went to a Thai restaurant once. You ever have a Thai iced tea? Oh my god, it's disgusting.
Yo, I
It's
That's
think
something
all
new.
Thai restaurants smell like dirty feet. I can't
yo,
go into it.
Oh no.
I
yo,
I
can't go in
like
a
that.
Thai restaurant.
the food
They,
sucked,
they
and
got some decent food sometimes.
then a Thai iced tea is they take iced tea and they put
Uh huh.
milk in it. You're fucking up a
Yeah, yeah,
perfectly good
Yeah.
drink. Like, and
yeah,
once and only done. I'd rather eat a hot dog than go to
yeah,
a. But
yeah.
Yeah.
I've tried. I can't physically stand inside a Thai restaurant. It smells like dirty feet to me. I can't do it.
Mm. All right, fellas. Y'all have a good night. We'll
All
have a
right,
chat
good
take
night,
care.
tomorrow.
everybody.
Next day after. We'll get on. Holla.
All righty, OJ. Talk
All
to
right,
you
take
later.
care.
Y'all have a good night. Peace. That was Savage, and that was Century. We calling back at. We had Champ slide on in there for the night. Really great shut it on down, but we did see a glimpse of this Cowboys. Dak Prescott. I told y'all this is some more drama here. Um, on a hamstring recovery. If I had to play a game today, I definitely could. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this up. This is what you get from the Dallas Cowboy media. Bobby. Bobby came out today at 11:46 a.m. and made a post about Dak Prescott and his hamstring. You can't make this shit up. This is a shame. So thanks Savage for coming out. Thanks Spencer for coming out and spend a little time with me. And we've been on for a little while tonight. But yeah, it is what it is. But we can't make this up here. So this is what I said before. They came out with the cancer thing. They came out with the flag football thing. They came out with the trade thing. Jones came out and said something about the trade thing. And they lied about that. Then they came out with the trade. Then they came out back again. And then they came out with trading for Milton. Okay. Then they came out and said they're gonna drop the quarterback. And then now here's another bullshit topic right here. Dak Prescott in the fucking media again. You can't make this up. This is some crazy shit. That's five and six slides in a row. So I did show you he was doing PT, but hey, yeah, his reign is over with. So but kudos to Dak coming out, keeping you on the hook. But until we see Dak Prescott had plenty of time before the week 1 if he needed to. Though the Cowboys quarterback believe he's recovered enough from the last season hamstring injury that he could suit up for a game right now. If I could play a game today, I definitely could do that. Said Friday at the another annual children's game. So I thought this was just cancer thing was back in January, February. This was back in February. So here it is, April. So I thought that he did a dysfunction in April. I mean in February. Well, here it is, April now. See how they held that shit out? This is some strange shit. So I don't know. He's 31. He's working his way back from a partial hamstring injury. 31, 32, 32. This he'll be 32 years old before the NFL season start. So that's my show for today. I don't know. You can go in there and read it for yourself, but this is the Dallas media, the Dallas media gang. Bobby works for the Dallas media. So it is what it is. BJP, he's out.
Am I the meanest? Am I the baddest? Folks low down around this town. Who am I? Who am I? I can't hear you. Yoga. Am I the meanest? No, yeah. Am I the prettiest? Sure. Am I the baddest? Folks low down around this town. Sure. Who am I? Sure. Who am I? Sure. Can't hear you. Sure. Yoga. Am I the meanest? No, yeah. Prettiest. Sure. Am I the baddest? Folks low down around this town. Sure. Who am I? Sure. Who am I? Sure. Can't hear you. Sure. Shogun. The fiend of a microphone, of the microphone, of the microphone fiend. The microphone fiend. The microphone fiend. There goes Paulson. There goes Paulson coming. There, there goes Paulson coming around. There goes. There goes Paul. There goes Paul. There goes Paulson coming around the corner. Your teeth ain't stop us. Your QBs are going to another sack. There goes Paulson coming around the corner. Your teeth ain't stop us. Your QBs are going to another sack. Add it to the stats. Another loss. What's up with that? The fiend of a microphone, of the microphone fiend. The microphone fiend. The microphone fiend. The microphone fiend. The mic,